5:03 on AM 560. Turning to other news this morning. City of Chicago and many area suburbs will honor local and national veterans today during this year's Veterans Day ceremony. Chicago event begins at 11 a.m. at Soldier Field. Others begin around that time around the area. General Chris Belanger will deliver the keynote address at Soldier Field in Chicago. No one is in custody after 3 were shot on Chicago's southwest side. Police say someone inside a black SUV fired shots into another vehicle in the 2100 block of South Albany Avenue. 2 men inside the vehicle were hospitalized with gunshot wounds, one in critical condition, the other in serious condition. A bystander was also shot and wounded inside a nearby business. A woman and man are dead following a wrong-way crash along I-65 in Crown Point, Indiana. Indiana State Police say Anna Warner was driving in the southbound lanes early yesterday when she collided with a 2015 Corvette head-on. Warner and the driver of the Corvette were killed, while a passenger in the Corvette remains hospitalized with non-life-threatening injuries. State Police in Indiana say alcohol may have been a factor in that crash. Bail denied for a man accused of murdering another man after having sex with his teenage niece last week on Chicago's South Side. Prosecutors say Kenneth Malone had been texting with the 17-year-old girl before he had consensual sex with the teen at the home of her uncle, James Lewis Jr. Malone then went to Lewis's bedroom, where a confrontation ensued, and Malone shot the uncle multiple times. Now, that suspect ran off but was later arrested. The incident was initially reported as a home invasion and sexual assault. Authorities investigating a deadly stabbing over the weekend in Calumet City. Cook County Medical Examiner's Office says Jose Tamayo was stabbed Saturday in the 1700 block of West 127th, taken to a hospital where he later died. There have been no arrests in that incident. The Bears snap a 4-game losing skid, beating the Lions 2013 at Soldier Field. Mitchell Trubisky, 173 yards and 3 touchdowns.
It wasn't pretty. It was tough, hard-fought battle, but it felt good to just stick together and kind of get through this and find a way to win. And you got to enjoy these, so we definitely are. And just proud of the way we stuck together, continue to grind, work hard, and kind of work through all this adversity.
Gabriel Cohen and Broniker all with touchdown catches. Patrick Kane lit the lamp twice. Blackhawks hold on to beat the Maple Leafs 5-4 at the UC. Bulls welcome the Knicks tomorrow night, while number 17 Arizona cruised to a 90-69 college basketball win over the Fighting Illini in Houston. The news is service of Napa Auto Parts this month at Napa. AAA members get a 20% discount, so save big on batteries, brake pads, and more. Quality parts, helpful people, that's Napa know-how. At participating Napa Auto Parts stores, exclusions may apply, may not be combined with other offers. Offer ends 11/30/19. 5:06, and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Here's the latest from Newsmax. President Trump is surging in the polls, but Pelosi and Schiff still want to impeach him. What's really their agenda? Find out tonight on Newsmax TV's special Exposing the Witch Hunt Against Trump. See Pat Buchanan, Michelle Malkin, Bill O'Reilly, Alan Dershowitz, and more. Tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern on Newsmax TV. Newsmax TV is on DirecTV, Xfinity, Dish, Spectrum, Fios, Optimum, Uverse, Suddenlink, and more. Check your channel guide. Newsmax TV is real news for real people.
Hey, have you heard that ransomware attacks have increased by 500% this year?
Yeah, cybercriminals are targeting all types of businesses, encrypting their data and holding it hostage unless they pay up.
What if we're their next victim?
Don't worry, we have Barracuda to detect, prevent, and recover from ransomware and other advanced threats.
So we're secured?
Absolutely. We'll pay no ransom and keep this business up and running.
That's a relief.
Protect your business at Barracuda.com. Barracuda, your journey secured.
All right, if your roof's needy, you can call Crum Weedy. Hey, Sean Hannity here. If your roof is leaky, if the shingles are curling, or if your roof isn't right after storms, then you need to call Crum Weedy with roofing companies, and the difference is, of course, installation. Now, Crum Weedy, they know that, and that's why they follow the manufacturer's specifications, so your warranty is totally intact, and many companies don't do that, and that could void your warranty. If you hate high-pressure sales tactics, not from Crum Weedy. They give you good good, better, best options. You make the choice, no pressure. Crum Weedy is a roof that lasts at a fair price. Now, Mark Olson and Greg Olson of Crum Weedy, they lead this third-generation family business that's been doing Chicagoland roofs since 1953. Now, they fix roof problems, so if your roof is needy,
Call Crum Weedy.
That's 630-595-8020. That's 630-595-8020. They're online, of course, at myroofisneedy.com.
With data and texting included in over 200 countries and destinations, T-Mobile for Business keeps you connected at the corner coffee shop or a cafe halfway around the world. Business is changing. Are you with us? Visit T-Mobile.com/business.
5:09. Let's get an update on the roads this very early morning. Jim Talamani is out, and Alan Green is in with the traffic this morning.
Here's a look at traffic on the Edens. We've got no delays to speak of. It's about 19 minutes either way between Lake Cook and the Kennedy Junction. Inbound on the Kennedy at Pulaski, an earlier accident is cleared, and we've got a report of an accident before the O'Hare extension, and that has traffic backed up to Cumberland on the outbound side. The Kennedy Inn is a 20-minute trip from O'Hare to downtown. Back out to O'Hare about 23 minutes. Eisenhower looks good in either direction, so about 29 either way between 390 and the post office. Stevenson, 34 in or out between 355 and Lakeshore Drive. Dan Ryan moving without delays. That's traffic. I'm Al Verdi. On AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer starts next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast from the 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning Weather Center and our meteorologist, Steve Williams.
A winter weather advisory in effect till early this afternoon. Breezy and cold. Snow today accumulating 1 to 3 inches, high 28. Clear, very cold tonight, low 10. And then sunny and cold tomorrow, the high near 21. Some snow Wednesday, high 27. I'm Steve Williams on AM 560, The Answer.
We have dipped to 27 right now at O'Hare, 33 along Chicago's lakefront. Your next news update is at 5:30. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy starts next on AM 560, The Answer.
You've heard Remke's Garage commercials on AM 560, and now they specialize in servicing Sprinters and light-duty diesels. But the experts at Remke's also service Isuzu and Chevy low-cab forward trucks. So if you own an Isuzu or Chevy low-cab forward truck but aren't sure where to get it repaired, take it to Remke's Garage, your #1 dealer alternative for repairs to your Isuzu NPR, Isuzu F-Series, or Chevy low-cab forward truck. Whether gas or diesel, your truck is the lifeline of your business. That's why Remke's Garage offers free loaners while your truck is being serviced. They'll even pick up and deliver for your convenience. Remke's Garage has the factory scan tool to properly diagnose Isuzu and Chevy low-cab forward trucks. Their commitment to your business is backed with a complimentary maintenance plan and free 2-year warranty. Go to Remke'sGarage.com to learn more about their specialization in Isuzu and Chevy low-cab forward trucks and schedule your appointment today. That's Remke's, REMKES, Garage.com.
This is Hugh Hewitt for townhall.com. There are 3 paths before Senate Majority Leader McConnell when it comes to any articles of impeachment the House eventually sends the Senate's way. One is short, a quick dismissal by the Senate. One is long, an extensive trial that would let the president and his defenders expose wrongdoing by Democrats and their permanent bureaucracy allies. The third, the only approach that is obviously wrong, but that may also be the most likely outcome, would be a far more limited trial that would serve only to reward Democrats for their bad behavior before reaching the foreknown conclusion that President Trump will not be removed from office. There's a lot of appeal to my first in my list, a long, deep dive. There's also a strong argument to be made for peremptory dismissal. Think of it as a motion for summary judgment. Whatever course Leader McConnell takes, he should take care not to legitimize this sham impeachment. I'm Hugh Hewitt.
Alliance Defending Freedom, Protecting Religious Liberty. Check the ad at townhallreview.com.
This is Attorney Stephen Leahy, host of the IRS Radio Hour, heard right here on AM 560 every Sunday evening at 5 o'clock. Let me tell you about Bill. Bill's business slowed down and he fell behind on his taxes. Instead of filing his tax return, he decided to wait until he could pay. Well, 1 year turned to 2, turned to 3. Then the IRS threatened to contact his customers, take his house, his bank account, and his passport. Well, Bill hired me. We filed all of his tax returns and an appeal to slow the IRS down. Then we worked out an installment agreement based on how much he could pay, not on how much he owed. Now Bill can rely on the IRS protection plan. We will file his future tax returns and keep the IRS off his back, so Bill can focus on growing his business. If you have questions about the IRS, you can get a copy of my book, Deal with Your IRS Problem Today, to learn the secrets of solving your IRS problem and save your business, your marriage, and your reputation. Call 312-664-6649 or go to freeirsbook.com.
Travel your way with the Apple Vacation Super Sale. With more destinations, more relaxation, and more fun, Apple Vacations puts affordable prices and unbeatable value right at your fingertips. It's all included: flights, hotel, meals, drinks, and ground transportation in one convenient package price. With up to 60% off and instant savings up to $600 at participating resorts. 24-hour all-inclusive Rio hotels and resorts offer personalized service on beautiful beachfront settings throughout Mexico, the Caribbean, and Central America. Whether you're a sun worshiper or a thrill seeker, enjoy endless activities including themed Rio parties and the on-site water park, Splash Water World. Call Carey Travel Express at 847-639-3300 or visit CareyTravelExpress.com to book your Apple vacation today. Savings valid at participating resorts on select dates from January through April 2020. Restrictions apply.
Are you looking for the perfect gift? I hope you'll check out Roland's Jewelers in downtown Libertyville. I love these guys. Mike Gallagher here at Roland's. Not only do they care about making America great again, they also care about making your holiday moments memorable. You know, buying jewelry is about trust. Roland's is the go-to place. You're going to see why when you visit RolandsJewelers.com or head to downtown Libertyville to work with them in person. It's no hassle. They'll show you pieces from the top designers, Simon G, with beautiful pendants. The Hearts on Fire diamond earrings are a great choice. Italian designer Roberto Coin's collection is gorgeous. Ken over at Roland's is offering up to $500 for AM 560 The Answer listeners. Not just for jewelry, but luxury timepieces, like the watch I wear from Roland's, Shinola, or Longines, or Tag Heuer. Your choice. Roland's Jewelers makes your gift giving easy. RolandsJewelers.com. Let them help you in-store in downtown Libertyville. Roland's Jewelers is a family-owned jeweler you can trust.
Hey, if you're missing teeth or even a single tooth, then dental implants are a fantastic way to regain your confidence, your smile, and your dental health. Hey, Sean Hannity here. So what are you waiting for? Find out now if implants are for you. Successful implants don't come from an implant factory. Skill, treatment, installation, those are the main differences for successful lifelong implants. That's why you need to see Dr. Neruzzi at Fox River Periodontics. Dr. Neruzzi is the recommended choice of dentists that don't do implants themselves. You need the experience, the skill, and honesty that over 25 years of dental implants brings, and you're going to be happy with your implant. It's not a mass production procedure because everyone is different. And Dr. Neruzzi wants to talk to you about dental implants today.
This is Dr. Neruzzi. I personally guarantee your happiness with your implants.
Call Fox River Periodontics at 630-232-7400. They're online at implantsforme.com.
Is this your situation? Cellular or data services are bad inside your building or vehicle? People notice. People complain. This is Kelly Piles. My company is PC Net Services. We can fix that annoying problem. Resolving this is not as complicated or as expensive as you might think, but it does make a difference. I have worked with the largest cellular providers in the nation. We could approve your cellular and data signal inside your building with all major carriers. No more dropped calls, no more complaints. First responders, government agencies, and business owners have used us to get a better signal inside their building. We can do the same for you. PC Net Services, a service-disabled, veteran-owned small business connecting you to the world.
Get better cell service in your building, no matter which carrier. For a free analysis, call PC Net Services, 815-545-4439. 815-545-4439.
Okay, men, this is your time. Maybe you didn't choose this, but you're here now. You're gonna go out there and be an all-star caregiver. It's up to you. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna go grocery shopping, cook, clean, be there emotionally and physically. You gotta dig deeper. Drive them to physical therapy, doctor's appointments. Don't you forget about the pharmacy. I know you won't. Because that's what caregivers do. Don't give up. Don't ever give up. This is your time to show the world, your family, and yourself that you're tougher than tough. Now go out there and be the best caregiver this world has ever seen. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
I wish I was in school. I wish I was in school. I wish I was in school.
Summer isn't fun when you're hungry.
If only I had a big test today. Or a book report to give. Give me a math quiz. Give me some homework.
If your child relies on free school lunches, we can help provide them with free meals this summer.
I'll stay after class. I'll clean the chalkboard. I'll keep my desk real clean.
So they can stop worrying about food and start focusing on fun.
I'll do extra homework. I'll clean the class pet's cage. I'll skip recess.
School might end, but free lunches don't have to.
I wish I was in school. I wish I was in school.
If your child relies on free school lunches, we can help provide them with free meals this summer. Visit feedingamerica.org/summer meals to find your local food bank for help. Once again, that's feedingamerica.org/summer meals. Together, we're feeding America. A message from Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Okay, men, this is your time. Maybe you didn't choose this, but you're here now. You're gonna go out there and be an all-star caregiver. It's up to you. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna go grocery shopping, cook, clean, be there emotionally and physically. You gotta dig deeper. Drive them to physical therapy, doctor's appointments. Don't you forget about the pharmacy. I know you won't. Because that's what caregivers do. Don't give up. Don't ever give up. This is your time to show the world, your family, and yourself that you're tougher than tough. Now go out there and be the best caregiver this world has ever seen. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Retire Chicago. Tune in Saturday mornings at 8 to Retire Chicago with John McNamara of McNamara Capital.
Around 9:15 last night, Dan, I'm in my pink silk pajamas in bed, and I hear the most horrific dog noises I have ever heard, and men screaming, and it was scary. So I ran outside, and there's this huge 60-pound pit bull that I'd never seen before.
Singing, I Know You Want Me. No, is that?
No.
That was what happening outside? So
yeah,
party?
Right. It was a pit bull party. No, this pit bull had our neighbor's dog, Ernie's head in its mouth. And it sounded like that, but on steroids. It was bad, and men were screaming, and all these neighbors ran out of their houses because it was the most horrific sound. But nobody was doing anything until the Jacobson and Glada Dell family arrived, and my significant other, Chris, runs out of the house. He's like, "Get me a bat! I need a baseball bat!" So we run in, come out with a bat. I'm wearing my pajamas. Half the neighborhood's, looking at us like we're crazy.
Why were you
And
in
we're
your
gonna beat
pajamas at
this-
3 in the afternoon?
No, it was 9 o'clock at night, and we were going to kill this pit bull with a baseball bat because Ernie, the dog's, whose head was inside the pit bull, my neighbor's hand was also in there trying to ungrip the jaws of this pit bull off of his dog, and his hand looked like meatloaf, and there was blood everywhere. There was blood on his forehead. The neighbors who weren't getting involved called 911, which is fine. They didn't want to get possibly killed because pit bulls kill.
Well, wait a
According-
second.
Yeah.
Wait a second. I mean, aren't you the same person who didn't want the Cincinnati Zoo to shoot the gorilla?
Yes.
Well, so the pit
Oh, my
bull was
God.
being playful.
Oh my God, you're making me realize something.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
I'm
no.
having an epiphany. Oh, the
Oh,
light's
no,
going
the
on in
lights
the
are on
attic.
in the studio.
So here's the thing.
Ooh.
If I had my gun, I would have shot that thing in the face and killed it like that. And the cops showed up, and I said to them, shoot that dog and kill that dog right now. And there are other people around and kids. I said, we need, that dog needs to be put down right now. And I talked to the owner briefly, and he said that it was a rescue pit bull that he had taken from a shelter because, they have these pit bull rescue shelters everywhere. I think those places should be closed down, and here's why. According to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, 362 Americans have been killed in the past 10 years from dogs, but 82% of them are pit bulls.
Yeah.
They can't be controlled. They can't be redeemed. There's no redemption qualities for a pit bull.
You can't stop them. You can only hope to contain them like Steph Curry.
No, seriously. This is serious. My neighbor could have died. And
Yeah.
he was so, like, the adrenaline was pumping that he didn't realize. I said, you've got a gash on your head and your
So
hands
what-
all.
so what happened to the pit bull?
Okay, so the pit bull was, after the bat beating, then the pit bull is next to his owner. The owner's panting in shock at what happened. The dog's panting.
Mike's
Mike's hurt.
The owner got the dog off of your friend.
Eventually. But still, I mean, the cops came and they didn't shoot the pit bull and they just left. And my neighbor, Mike, who was, the adrenaline was rushing at the time, I don't think he had the wherewithal to know that he needed to get that man's information. That pit bull is still going to be walking around Blaine Elementary, Dairy Queen, where kids go, just a bunch of places where there's a lot of kids. There's 3 parks, and that pit bull should have been shot.
The American Veterinary Association disagrees with you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm quoting, "Don't rely on breed stereotypes to keep yourself safe from dog bites. A dog's individual history and behavior are much more important than its breed.
Mm-hmm,
and since you don't always know a dog's history or behavior, it's not a good idea to make assumptions." This is arguing against breed-specific dog bans like some people have proposed pit bull bans. And so you would have executed the pit bull,
Oh, yeah. Now I'm
not the gorilla.
regretting the fact that I didn't kill it.
Huh.
But I'd let Arambe live.
Maybe you could hunt it down, Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Say y'all having a good time out there.
It's news, opinion, insight. This is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Is this your situation? Cellular or data services are bad inside your building or vehicle? People notice. People complain. This is Kelly Piles. My company is PC Net Services. We can fix that annoying problem. Resolving this is not as complicated or as expensive as you might think, but it does make a difference. I have worked with the largest cellular providers in the nation. We could improve your cellular and data signal inside your building with all major carriers. No more dropped calls, no more complaints. First responders, government agencies, and business owners have used us to get a better signal inside their building. We can do the same for you. PC Net Services, a service-disabled, veteran-owned small business connecting you to the world.
Get better cell service in your building, no matter which carrier. For a free analysis, call PC Net Services, 815-545-4439. 815-545-4439.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents. And Doug.
Yoto, my office, now! Limu, Doug, you're being transferred across town.
Oh, because they haven't heard that Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance, so you only pay for what you need.
No, it's because Limu keeps eating the chips on Janine's desk. And her keyboard, and her expense reports, and her stress balls, and her...
Liberty. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Hi, my name's Christina Stumble, and I own Farm Girl Flowers in San Francisco. With my Spark Cash Card from Capital One, I earn unlimited 2% cash back on all my business purchases. Last year, I redeemed $115,000 in cash back. Yeah, $115,000. And that doubled our digital marketing budget for the summer. My Spark Card, we had our best summer yet. Imagine what the Spark Card from Capital One could do for your business. What's in your wallet?
Real Capital One customers pay for real stories. Credit approval required.
Stop wasting energy. There's a better way. Your company could be receiving energy efficiency incentives by recycling waste heat from on-site power generation equipment and turning it into useful energy. The federal government is pushing utility companies to be more efficient. In turn, utility companies are offering incentives for your business. Charles Equipment can help get you up and running with cogeneration, also known as CHP, Combined Heat and Power, a clean and efficient way to generate heat and power. CHP systems can supply supply at least a portion of a building's electrical load and capture waste heat from hot exhaust gases for use in heating, cooling, hot water, and dehumidification. Charles Equipment can install and manage the cogen equipment at your facility and help your energy use become 70 to 90% more efficient. Start making better, more energy-efficient decisions and save money in the process. Call Charles Equipment, 630-834-6000, or online at charlesequipment.com. Reliable industrial generators. They've got the power.
My name is David Hochberg. Today, meet Jim, 74, bus driver, who called Rocket Loving Lending to refinance. Bad move. Rocket Loving Lending quoted Jim a ridiculously low rate and charged him over $11,000 in closing costs. You heard me, $11,000 in closing costs, which he thought was excessive, so he called Team Hochberg. I explained the low rate and excessive closing costs game Rocket Loving Lending plays to mesmerize consumers and then help Jim refinance with a full closing cost credit. Let's review. Rocket Loving Lending offered Jim a ridiculously low rate and wanted to charge him over $11,000 in closing costs, and Team Hochberg refinanced Jim with the full closing cost credit. Call Team Hochberg, your honest local lender who will always look out for your financial best interest, now at 855-56-DAVID. That's 855-563-2843, or visit 56david.com. Team Hochberg has helped thousands of AM 560 listeners, but we can't help if you don't call 855-56-DAVID or visit 56david.com. Homeside Financial Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 1124061.
Sean Hannity is looking forward to 2020.
What are we now, 364 today or 363, Linda? I didn't hear the great Scott Shannon. All right, it's 363 days away. So it's a year away. We'll know 1 year from today. We will know that Donald Trump was hopefully reelected president of the United States. Can't say for certain. I'm going to tell you something. Don't ever take any election for granted.
The Sean Hannity Show. Afternoons at 2 on AM 560. The Answer.
Cloudy skies, snow showers, 29 degrees, 5:30 on AM 560. The Answer. Good morning. I'm Mike Scott. National Weather Service just issuing a lakeshore flood warning starting at about noon today. Waves building to 11 feet. Drivers need to be cautious about dangerous road conditions. A winter weather advisory is in effect. Homeless shelters around the area and statewide preparing for bitter cold. This morning's winter-like weather also causing problems at both Chicago airports. Also this morning, the first public testimony since the launch of the Democrat-led impeachment inquiry in the House is scheduled for this week, with Fox's Jared Halpern already at Capitol Hill.
The House Intelligence Committee will question acting U.S. Ambassador to Ukraine Bill Taylor and Deputy Assistant Secretary of State George Kent Wednesday. The two are the first to testify in public as part of the House impeachment inquiry. Both officials testified in closed sessions. Then Kent told investigators President Trump wanted Ukraine's president to make a statement about investigations, Clinton and Biden. In his deposition, Taylor agreed with a Democrat's characterization of quid pro quo, but also conceded Ukraine was not aware military assistance was being withheld. On Capitol Hill, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
Hong Kong's leader says her administration is sparing no effort to try and bring an end to anti-government protests that have racked the semi-autonomous Chinese city for more than 5 months. Carrie Lam spoke to reporters about an hour ago during a day of spiraling violence that included the shooting by police of an unarmed protester and the setting on fire of a man during an argument over national identity. A roadside blast wounded 5 Italian military members late Sunday in northern Iraq. They were returning from a mission aimed at helping Iraqi troops combat ISIS. Italian military says 3 are in grave condition. The FBI will accept Mexico's invitation to help investigate the murders of 9 women and children. The dual citizens of the U.S. and Mexico were shot and killed in a drug war ambush earlier this month in northern Mexico. This morning, longtime New York Republican Congressman Peter King says he will not run for another term in 2020. King making the announcement in a post on Facebook early this morning. After spending 28 years in Congress, he wants to spend more time, he says, with his family. U.S. diplomats in Bolivia are being told to stay in their homes amid unrest surrounding the resignation of President Evo Morales. President Trump will speak at the opening ceremony of today's 100th annual Veterans Day parade in New York City. White House says the president's opening ceremony speech will be the first ever for a sitting president. The city of Chicago and many suburbs will honor local and national veterans today during Veterans Day ceremonies. No one is in custody after 3 were shot on Chicago's southwest side. Police say someone inside a black SUV fired shots into another vehicle yesterday in the 2100 block of South Albany. 2 inside the vehicle have critical wounds. A bystander was also shot and wounded in a nearby business. Bears snap a 4-game losing skid, beating the Lions 20-13 at Soldier Field. Patrick Kane, 2 goals. Blackhawks beat the Maple Leafs 5-4. It's 5:33. We'll have a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
If you're self-employed and purchase your own health insurance, I have some good news. From now until December 15th, you cannot be denied coverage based on a pre-existing condition, and depending on your income, you may find a more affordable plan. And this year, thanks to President Trump, if you're healthy and your income is too high to qualify for a subsidy, there is a new and competitive non-Obamacare marketplace where premiums are much lower and the PPO networks include access to our teaching hospitals in Chicago. Employers who provide small group coverage also have new options, and so do seniors looking for Medicare supplement coverage. Call me, I can help.
If you're tired of calling a bureaucrat at an 800 number to help you navigate Obamacare, then you need a local expert on your side. Your own health insurance mentor. C. Stephen Tucker from healthinsurancementors.com is someone I know and trust. He's a 20-year licensed broker who's been educating our listeners for 7 years. Steve, how can our listeners get in touch with you?
Thanks, Dan. They can visit healthinsurancementors.com or call me directly at 630-674-1551.
Signature Bank is Chicago's fastest-growing independently owned business bank. It's a bank where relationships still matter. Signature Bank knows your name and your story. I'm Dan Proft, and I know this because Signature Bank is my business bank.
I'm Mick O'Rourke, President and CEO of Signature Bank, Chicago's business bank. I'd like to thank our customers for selecting Signature as their trusted banking partner to help build their businesses. We started Signature in 2006, and we've had the opportunity to meet so many hardworking Chicagoans. From third-generation family-owned businesses on the west side of Chicago to tech innovators at 1871. Signature Bank is proud to work across many different industries in the city and beyond. As the fastest-growing, independently owned business bank in Chicago, Signature is always welcoming new customers. I'd love to meet you and learn about your business.
Signature Bank is looking for their next success story. To learn more about turning your business vision into reality, visit signaturebank.bank. Signature Bank, helping local businesses succeed. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
5:36 on AM 560. It's time for a dry basement and a healthy home. It's time to call Permaseal, 800-421-SEAL. Time to check the roads. In for Jim, here's Alverde.
Here's a look at traffic. On the Edens, we've got no delays either direction. It's still just 19 either way between Lake Cook and the Kennedy Junction. The Kennedy inbound only 20 from O'Hare to the Byrne interchange, and back out to O'Hare, it's about a 26-minute ride. We do have some stop-and-go traffic between Harlem and the O'Hare extension where there is an accident being worked. On the Eisenhower, it's 29 in or out between 390 and the old post office. Stevenson wide open, that means 34 either way between 355 and Lakeshore Drive. Dan Ryan up or down 15 between 95th and the Byrne interchange. Bishop Ford inbound slows a bit from the Stony Island feeder to the Ryan. That's traffic. I'm Al Verdi. On AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast from the 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning Weather Center. Snow accumulating 1 to 3 inches this morning. Throughout the storm, we very likely could see 6 inches in areas. Northwest Indiana will see up to 9 inches as the lake effect snow machine kicks in a little later today. High 28. Near record cold temperatures overnight as we clear out with an expected low of 10. It's 27 right now. Next news at 6. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Papa Nicholas Coffee. Papa Nicholas, best beans, best roast, best coffee.
More of Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy comes your way now. And make sure to join me, Sebastian Gorka, tonight at 10 only on AM 560, The Answer.
Good morning, Dan and Amy. Happy Veterans Day. And, of course, Epstein didn't kill himself. This is going to be attached to everything that we say because it's attached to everything that everybody who's cool is saying, and we want to be cool. Did you see this? Clovis Brewery in Fresno on a special batch of their Basher Oatmeal Stout.
That sounds good. Yeah.
Sounds like a meal. Epstein didn't kill himself on the bottom of their cans.
They stamped that on the expiration date? That's awesome.
On the bottom of the cans.
Yeah.
Rod Weber, New Hampshire resident and a local personality of sorts, I understand. He has filed to run for president under the name Epstein didn't kill himself.
Are you serious?
Are
the T-shirts out too? I'm sure they are.
The memes have broken the internet. And also, it's not just Veterans Day and thanking veterans past and present for their service, but it's also Amy Jacobson's birthday. And we had a special...
Somebody dared me to blow this on the air on Monday. Well, hello. Let that sink in.
Cleansing breath. It's also sad when you have to toot your own horn. But if you don't toot your own horn, who will?
Exactly.
Well, yeah. Well, I'll tell you who will.
Scaramucci.
The Mooch.
Happy birthday, Amy Jacobson. Woo! 50 years old.
Don't tell anybody.
Pretty amazing. Dan, your co-host, Justin and Quinn.
You don't know
your
me.
Your producers are giving you the shout out. I understand you're the co-host of Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer. Now, listen, I know you mispronounce names all the time on the air, and I should really be messing up your name, but I'm wondering maybe you'll invite me on the show, and then you can mispronounce my name. But 11/11 on Veterans Day, the big 5-0 for Amy Jacobson. Happy birthday, and the Mooch family wishes you many more.
Wow, and he had his son on his lap while he was doing the video birthday cards.
I think it's sort of sad, right? You pay him to offer one of those messages. No, you didn't.
I didn't pay him.
I think it's sad that what it speaks to how much Quinn and Justin get paid, that that's what they could cobble together. They could only afford the Mooch. I mean, I would want.
It's really good.
For me,
yeah.
Like Pope Francis.
Oh yeah. You'd go high, go a little bit higher.
Right, maybe Pope JP2 from Beyond. The Great Beyond. You got the Mooch. I mean,
That's good. Today's also your father's birthday, and Peyton's 16 years old today. Dear.
That is interesting that your oldest son and you have the same birthday.
You know what? I know.
Yeah.
I don't know how that happened. I know he could drive, but you know what? Just like city kids, he's waiting. Because why? Why do you have to drive? Take the CTA.
Happy birthday to Peyton. Happy birthday to my father. And Epstein didn't kill himself. Mike on the north side.
Yes, I wanted to be the first live listener to call and wish Amy a happy birthday. Amy, I gave your phone number to an undertaker. You're going to get 25% off burial insurance, 25% off a cemetery plot, and you're going to get a free satin-covered MyPillow for your casket. So you'll be comfortable forever. And if you stop at Dapper's East on your way home, you'll get a free dessert. And since you're over 50 now, you get free rice pudding with every meal.
Sure.
And you get $1.50 off. But I just wanted to give you this one little birthday ditty, Amy.
Yes, please.
Oh, ditty.
The old gray mare, she ain't what she used to be.
Wow.
No, she joined AARP. She's no longer a Trixie. The old gray mare, she won't have to pay. She's going on Medicaid. And Epstein did not kill himself. I'm sorry.
Thank you so much, Mike.
That is awesome.
I don't think you expected to be serenaded.
No, I did not.
It's lovely.
Well, who gave me cake in a jar? If anybody's watching at home. I've never seen this.
No, I don't know.
The cutie cupcake in a jar, birthday cake.
Yeah. President Trump celebrated Amy's birthday by taking Melania to the Alabama LSU game.
Oh, it was awesome.
He and she were treated very well. Roundly applauded.
Do you want to hear it? You couldn't even hear them.
Applause?
Well, you couldn't even hear them pronounce President Trump and Melania because people started clapping before they were announced. And they're sitting in the box waving.
Now it was like I was in Tuscaloosa.
It is.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, you have a Bammer shirt on.
Yeah, and I assume that Nick Saban will be subpoenaed by Adam Schiff.
Oh.
After what happened on Saturday.
Yeah, I saw your tweet. That's true.
And also, some students, MSNBC was there. I want to understand these Alabama undergrads who could support President Trump. And MSNBC, one of their functionaries, caught up with an Alabama student who explained.
And I want to turn here to Parker as well. The three of you told me you voted for the president in 2016. You're supporters of his. Why do you like him so much, and what policies stand out to you that you support?
Well, I would say mainly just the no-nonsense policies, and especially since Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. That's awesome, yeah. That's totally perfect. Just can't wait to see it.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, no, I agree. The straightforward, no-nonsense policies, and Epstein didn't kill himself. You can't,
Oh my God, you can't
complete
escape
a
it.
thought if you don't include Epstein didn't kill himself in these times, in this
Am I
moment.
late to this party? This has been going on over the weekend?
It started to, there was a Fox News analyst, I think, who started this snowball rolling downhill, given the weather. And it's just, the internet has gone crazy with it. Also, some other things have helped, like Megyn Kelly interviewing the woman. This broke during our show on Friday. We talked a little bit about it. Didn't have the interview posted yet. Posted over the weekend. Megyn Kelly on her YouTube channel, on her Instagram feed, posting this interview of a former ABC, former CBS employee, producer named Ashley Bianco. And she's not the leaker. She's not the whistleblower. She never wanted to be a whistleblower. She explained what she did in her sit-down with Megyn.
Did you leak the tape?
I did not.
Not to anyone?
No,
At
never.
any time?
No.
Did you make a clip of the moment?
I did, but I saved it in the internal system.
So what was your job at ABC?
I was a crash producer.
Okay, so a producer.
Yeah.
And you were in the control room when Amy made those comments?
I wasn't in the control room, but I was watching the comments while I was at my desk, and I had seen what she was saying, and I went to my manager and I said, do you see what she's saying? Does she know that she's on a hot mic? The assistant said to us that Amy knew she was on a mic, and that she knew she was being broadcasted to all the affiliates.
Right, so this is a moment where she's off the air, she's doing taped promos, but she has a mic on and people can see and hear her.
Yeah.
And she's going to affiliates all across the country. So anybody could have recorded what she was saying
Right.
at any station, whether it be in New York or California.
And Ashley Bianco explained why she clipped it. It's nothing new, but it was just sort of it's nothing.
Yeah, it was just a
It's nothing
gossipy moment.
uncustomary, right? Just because it
what
had
newsrooms
everybody
do.
buzzing in the newsroom.
What did you do? You clipped the moment? You sort of marked the moment in the system?
Yeah, I just clipped it off. I essentially marked it in the system. It never left the system. We do it all the time.
Did you tell the manager that you had clipped it?
I did not.
Did you think it was newsworthy, what she was saying?
Everyone in the office was freaked out by what she was saying, and everyone was watching it.
So the purpose for clipping it was what? To watch it back later?
Yeah, watch it back later. I did it just for office gossip,
She never
She was honest about it.
She never went back to it. She's never heard of Project Veritas until all of this happened.
Never heard of James O'Keefe either.
Right.
Which is kind of sad, but whatever.
And she, she strikes me as just like a young, aspiring news person.
Line producer.
Yeah. I mean, a back of the office news person. And she's apolitical, which is sort of refreshing in a sense. She also, so then she reacted to the news that ABC had identified her and called CBS.
I begged, I pleaded, I didn't know what I had done wrong. And I just, I wasn't even given the professional courtesy to defend myself. I didn't know what I'd been accused of. It was, humiliating. It was devastating.
Have you ever spoken to James O'Keefe of Project Veritas?
No, never. I didn't even know who he was until this week.
And hadn't communicated with anybody who works there in any way, shape, or form?
No, yeah, I've never communicated with anyone over there.
What was your reaction when you found out ABC News had called CBS?
Devastated. I mean, it's like I'll never get a job anywhere else. It was devastating.
You'll get a job. You'll definitely get a job.
Part of the Megyn Kelly network.
I don't know about that. Yeah.
She had a message to ABC, CBS.
What do you want ABC and CBS executives to know?
Wasn't me. I'm not the whistleblower. I'm sorry to ABC, but the leaker's still inside. It's not, I never did any of that. I may have accessed it, but I never leaked it. I never showed it to anyone. I didn't talk about the situation outside the company.
The leaker's still in the building.
Yeah.
And James O'Keefe corroborated her story and said, that's not her. That's not the leaker.
Not only that, they posted a message from the leaker, apparently,
really?
going under the pseudonym Ignotus, which is Latin
and
for...
Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself?
Ignotus and Jeffrey, yes, exactly. Which is Latin for unknown, and Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. To my fellow man, I came forward with this information bearing no motives other than to have this information public. I did not and do not seek any personal gain from this information, whether it be financial or otherwise, and will always decline. When I became aware of this moment, I had the same reaction as many of you did: anger, confusion, sadness. I care not about petty political quarrels and only hope for the best in all of us. Oh, okay. To my fellow ABC News employees, Ignotus writes, I've walked the halls, experienced similar feelings we're all having right now. All of you, regardless of your own personal differences in one form or another, do an outstanding job. I sincerely enjoy working with each and every one of you and will continue to do so throughout our careers until you get identified and your career is over.
Bye-bye.
To those wrongfully accused, like Ms. Bianco, it's terrible that you have been lashed out at by the company. I know some may put the burden of guilt on me, but my conscience is clear. The actions of the company towards you are a result of their own and not anyone else. Well, that's true. I mean, they're treating this like a mob boss, kill them all and we'll sort them out later. Everybody's got to go. To Amy Robach, the anchor in question.
Yes.
You are the only person deserving of an apology. I am most certainly sorry, not for my actions or for this to center around you, but for what is clear to have happened. When I first stumbled across this, my initial reaction was outrage, but this soon turned towards empathy. I cannot imagine doing all the hard work to only have it shelved. And so that's really why he feels she's owed an apology, because the work wasn't put on air. To ABC News, I sit here with you all in complete shock. I, like many, am at a loss for words on how this has been handled. Instead of addressing this head-on like the company has in the past, it has spun into a mission of seek and destroy. Exactly. Ashley Bianco.
Ashley Bianco, yes.
Innocent people that have absolutely nothing to do with this are being hunted down as if we are all a sport. I challenge all of you to actually look inwards and remember why this company engages in journalism. And he invokes the First Amendment and so on and so forth.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ashley Bianco, CBS should give her job back because she was at ABC for 4 years, just started at CBS, signed a 2-year contract, and now she's out of a job. And, I mean, was it worth it? That's Megyn Kelly asked her about that.
Do you think they should have aired her interview?
I don't know. I mean, she was really upset. Clearly, she felt that she had a strong case, but I have no clue.
So you didn't have outrage over them not airing it? This wasn't you trying to stake a claim?
I loved the company. I didn't have anything wrong with it, I would never try to do anything to jeopardize that.
So the good news is at least one report by the Mirror across the pond. FBI agents poised to arrest at least 4 people alleged to have groomed underage girls for Prince Andrew's pedophile friend, Jeffrey Epstein, according to a legal source. The insider said Randy Andy is not among the suspects. So maybe we're going to see some law enforcement action in the near term as it pertains to his ring, even though Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself.
Listen to podcasts of Dan and Amy from the AM 560 mobile app. Download it today at 560theanswer.com/mobile.
Hi, this is Amy Jacobson to talk about my incredible experience with Online Trading Academy. I signed up for my own free class, and you can too. You'll be introduced to skills to take control of your financial future. You'll learn the right moves to make when the economy turns and how to spend less time worrying about life and more time living it. No one else will ever care about your financial future as much as you do. It's time for you to start learning how to invest in you. Seats are limited. Just call 844-778-7132 to attend and get 2 free passes to their next class so you can check this all out. And if you call right now, they will send you home with their Professionals Insider Kit. It's loaded with exclusive investing courses and some of their best lessons from the pros. This is a limited opportunity and seats go quickly, so call 844-778-7132. That's 844-778-7132, or visit them online at otaclass.com, otaclass.com. Hey, listen up. How would you like to have your mortgage or rent paid for an entire year? Would that qualify as a Christmas miracle? Well, that could happen if you enter and win our Christmas Mortgage Miracle Contest that runs now through December 20th. It's presented by AM Woodland Outdoor Design. But you can only win if you enter. And to do that, you need to go to 560theanswer.com and search for the keyword miracle. That's 560theanswer.com, keyword miracle, to enter for a chance to have your mortgage or rent paid for all of 2020. Good luck.
AM 560, The Answer.
Dan and Amy, the other matter at the Alabama-LSU game, in addition to LSU upsetting Alabama, was this baby Trump balloon that follows the president around.
It's mostly in London. Remember, that's where he debuted there.
Mm-hmm. And this guy, Hoyt Hutchison, who is charged with felony first-degree criminal mischief for stabbing baby Trump to death.
Wait, baby Trump is dead?
Yeah.
But he didn't kill himself, did he?
Robert Kennedy, no relation, who brought the balloon to
of course there was a Kennedy.
Tuscaloosa, told the AP he has gone with the balloon to events. He's never seen it attacked before. It's rare to get that kind of anger, Kennedy said. Well, you're in, Roll Tide country. Yes. Although the wire service noted that baby Trump had been stabbed in London as well.
So baby Trump's a survivalist.
Something like that. Yeah. I guess
Robert Kennedy, they described him as a volunteer babysitter for the towering balloon. So the demonstration was pretty much uneventful until Hutchinson showed up and got stabby.
He apparently had posted saying that he planned to damage the balloon, knew he was going to be arrested. I sort of get the exhaustion with the left, but
and he was yelling Trump 2020 at the balloon, and the balloon didn't respond because it's a balloon. And then posed in front of it for a few selfies and then started stabbing it in the back.
Not helpful. Not helpful, Hoyt. I get the frustration. Not helpful. Not the right call, especially to telegraph it on top of everything else. But I know you don't want the president ridiculed on your home turf, but just...
and then they posted it at Facebook Live, and... he was really crying for attention, Dan.
You just got to restrain yourself or think about more constructive ways to make your point with respect to the left's crackpottery. I get it. I get the frustration, but let's keep it on this side of the law, shall we?
Want your home's furnace to stay safe and reliable? And want to prevent any potential problems before they happen? At your local 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning, we recommend an annual furnace inspection and tune-up. Right now, get big savings on a furnace tune-up. Call 855-1-HOUR. Because not taking care of your furnace, that's just cold.
Your comfort is just a call away. Call 1 Hour.
Terms and conditions may apply. Call for details. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
Did you miss the open enrollment this year? I can help you purchase a PPO health insurance plan at any time that eliminates the mandatory maternity coverage. This is Tom Marabali, your health insurance advocate and independent producer for Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois and other carriers. If you're over 50 and are covered by the Affordable Care Act, you're paying for maternity coverage every month whether you want it or not. In Chicago, the least expensive PPO health insurance plan under the ACA will cost $572 per month with a total out-of-pocket cost of $7,900 before your bills are paid at 100%. I can show you how to eliminate the mandatory maternity coverage and lower your monthly premium premium to $278 per month with a total out-of-pocket cost of $2,500 before your bills are paid at 100%. That's a savings of $294 a month and over $5,000 with my lower deductible. For a free quote and to see if you qualify, call me, Tom Marabali, at 630-863-3477. That's 630-863-3477.
Sheet metal is a big part of commercial and industrial facilities. Look around your business and you'll quickly notice how many components use sheet metal. From fan systems and hoods to machinery guards and much more. For top quality sheet metal work, get to know the pros at Vans Industrial.
Hi, I'm Dave Van Camp, owner of Vans Industrial. Vans Industrial is an industrial sheet metal contractor that can fabricate all types of alloys up to 1-inch plate. We perform jobs including chutes, hoppers, stacks, siding, and dust collection. We work in material handling facilities including steel, chemical, agricultural, food processing plants, and more. Vans Industrial can also design and perform the engineering for a complete turnkey installation. Our quality work is installed by trained mechanics who will work closely with you to make sure the job is done right.
Vans uses only the best and safest union-trained mechanics, insured at the highest level. Call 833-VANS-IND. That's 833-VANS-IND. Or on the web at vansindustrial.com.
I guess on that GoFundMe, or the guy who was arrested for stabbing Baby Trump at Alabama, he's raised like $30,000 already, which is about 6 times more than he needs for his legal defense. So
he just needs 6,000, then now it's 30. So people are supporting him. Stabby, stabby. Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Will Little Lord Fauntleroy get any traction starting in Alabama? Michael Bloomberg's presidential bid at 6:06.
And later, Nikki Haley alleges some on Trump's team urged resistance. We'll explain. But first, let's go into the newsroom. Here is the one, the only, Mike Scott.
Chicago area bracing for record snow and cold today. Weather problems causing delays at the airports already this morning. 2 killed, 1 hurt in a wrong-way crash being investigated in Crown Point. Bears beat the Lions to snap a 4-game skid. Blackhawks hold on to beat the Maple Leafs. WIND Chicago News Time is 6 o'clock.
Forget quid pro quo. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. House Democrats are using new terms in their impeachment inquiry: bribery and extortion.
Extortion doesn't require a you give me this and I'll give you that kind of quid pro quo. It simply requires using your muscle to get something that you don't have a right to.
Congressman Jim Himes on NBC Meet the Press. Some Republicans say President Trump did act inappropriately, asking Ukraine to investigate Joe Biden, but doesn't rise to the level of removing him from office. Public hearings start Wednesday, and Republicans have the whistleblower on their list of witnesses. House GOP leader Kevin McCarthy.
You must produce the informant at trial. They must face their accuser.
But Democrats are not going to allow the whistleblower to appear. Former U.S. Ambassador to the UN, Nikki Haley, says there's nothing the president did that's impeachable. And she has some new allegations against former top administration officials in a new book. Fox's Rachel Sutherland, live in Washington.
Dave Haley claims since Chief of Staff John Kelly and then Secretary of State Rex Tillerson asked her to help save the country by going against President Trump's policies. Haley told CBS Sunday Morning she believed they were trying to undermine the president.
It should have been, go tell the president what your differences are and quit if you don't like what he's doing.
Kelly told the Washington Post that if giving the president the best and most open legal and ethical staffing advice is working against Trump, then guilty as charged. Dave?
Rachel, another Republican is going to leave Congress. Peter King says he will not seek re-election in New York in 2020 after 14 terms. It's Veterans Day, and President Trump's in New York, where this morning he'll be the first sitting president to attend the city's Veterans Day parade. The chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff says up to 600 U.S. troops will remain in Syria to deal with Islamic State fighters. General Mark Milley telling ABC's This Week.
Then there's a very real possibility that conditions could be set for reemergence of ISIS.
Turkey says it's deporting a member of ISIS, said to be a U.S. national, sending him back to America. America's listening to Fox News.
Snow showers, 29 degrees. 6:02 is our time on AM 560, The Answer. Good morning, I'm Mike Scott. There's a lakeshore flood warning up until noon on Tuesday. Waves could build to 11 feet along Lake Michigan later this morning. Drivers need to be extra cautious with that snowfall. A winter weather advisory is in effect until about 2 p.m., up to 6 inches possible in spots. More in sections of northwest Indiana when the lake effect snow machine ramps up. homeless shelters around the area and statewide prepping for bitter cold nighttime temperatures, which arrive tonight and last all week. This morning's winter-like weather already causing problems at both Chicago airports and at Billy Mitchell in Milwaukee this morning. Dozens of flights have been canceled at O'Hare and Midway. City of Chicago and many suburbs will have major Veterans Day ceremonies today. The Chicago event tips off at 11 a.m. at Soldier Field. A woman and man are dead following a wrong-way crash on I-65 in Crown Point, Indiana. Indiana State Police say Anna Warner was driving in the southbound lanes when she collided with a 2015 Corvette head-on, going the wrong direction. Warner and the other driver were killed in that crash. More racist graffiti being reported at the University of Illinois. U of I police say a student reported that a racial slur late last week was written on the wall of a bathroom in the Armory building on campus, the 8th such incident since September. Bears snap a 4-game losing streak, beating the Lions 20-13 at Soldier Field. Patrick Kane, 2 goals. Blackhawks beat the Maple Leafs 5-4 at the UC. Bulls welcome the Knicks to the UC tomorrow night. And Illinois football is bowl eligible for the first time since 2014, following a comeback win over Michigan State Saturday 37-34. Lovey's boys now head into a much-deserved bye week. The news service of Indeed.com, used by over 3 million businesses for hiring, where business owners and HR professionals can post job openings with screener questions, then sort, review, and communicate with candidates from an online dashboard. Learn more at Indeed.com/hire. 6:04 and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Hey, how would you like to have your mortgage or rent paid for an entire year? Would that qualify as a Christmas miracle?
It's a Christmas miracle.
Yeah, you betcha. So it could happen if you enter to win our Christmas Mortgage Miracle Contest, presented by AM Woodland Outdoor Design from now through December 20th. But you can only win if you enter. And to do that, go to 560theanswer.com and search for the keyword miracle. That's 560theanswer.com, keyword miracle, to enter for a chance to have your mortgage or rent paid for all of 2020.
Prescription products require an online physician consultation and are only available if the physician determines a prescription is appropriate. Subscription required. See website for full details and important safety information.
Hey guys, good news. The outrageously expensive Little Blue Pill is now generic, which means you can get the prescription medication to treat ED at affordable prices. And Hims makes it extra affordable. And right now, get your first online visit totally free when you go to 4hims.com/joy. Sure beats paying for an in-office doctor's appointment, doesn't it? Plus, you won't need to deal with awkward face-to-face conversations to get your prescription. Hims connects you to doctors online who can evaluate you and, if appropriate, prescribe the medication. And a pharmacy sends it right to your door. Hims makes it affordable, private, and incredibly easy. Nobody likes dealing with ED. Now, thanks to Hims, nobody has to. And that's really good news. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, 4hims.com/joy. That's 4hims.com/joy for your free online visit. FORHIMS.com/joy.
If you're self-employed and purchase your own health insurance, I have some good news. From now until December 15th, you cannot be denied coverage based on a pre-existing condition, and depending on your income, you may find a more affordable plan. And this year, thanks to President Trump, if you're healthy and your income is too high to qualify for a subsidy, there is a new and competitive non-Obamacare marketplace where premiums are much lower and the PPO networks include access to our teaching hospitals in Chicago. Employers who provide small group coverage also have new options, and so do seniors looking for Medicare supplement coverage. Call me, I can help.
If you're tired of calling a bureaucrat at an 800 number to help you navigate Obamacare, then you need a local expert on your side. Your own health insurance mentor. See Stephen Tucker from healthinsurancementors.com as someone I know and trust. He's a 20-year licensed broker who's been educating our listeners for 7 years. Steve, how can our listeners get in touch with you?
Thanks, Dan. They can visit healthinsurancementors.com or call me directly at 630-674-1551.
At Staples, there's a huge selection of ink and toner in stock and at a low price. Right now, earn 25% back in rewards when you purchase $75 of ink or $200 of toner. Ends 11/16/19. Restrictions apply. See store or staples.com/25 in rewards. Staples.
6:07 AM 560 Traffic Center time. In for Jim, here's Al Verde.
Here's a look at traffic. The northbound tri-state is jammed up between Route 173 and Highway 41, where there's a crash blocking all lanes. Traffic is sneaking by on the left shoulder. And the eastbound Adams is stopped up between the Illinois-Wisconsin state line and Route 75, where there is a left lane blocked with a jackknife semi. On the Edens, in the meantime, we got no delays in either direction. Kennedy into the Byrne interchange, 27 minutes, and back out to O'Hara, 37-minute trip. The Eisenhower in, that's 40 to the old post office, 33 back out to 390. Stevenson, no inbound delays. Back out, it's about 47 minutes to get to 355. That's traffic. I'm Al Verdi. On AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast. From our 1-hour heating and air conditioning weather center, our meteorologist Steve Williams.
A winter weather advisory this morning. Breezy and quite cold. Periods of snow 1 to 3 inches today. High 28. It'll be clear, very cold tonight. Low 10. And then sunny, cold day tomorrow. The high near 21. A bit of snow on Wednesday with a high 27. I'm Steve Williams on AM 560, The Answer.
27 at O'Hare, 33 at Chicago's Lakefront. Your next news update is at 6:30. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by In the Know with Wealth Management Group, hosted by Craig Bolanos. Heard Sunday mornings at 10.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560, The Answer.
Top of the morning, Dan and Amy. Michael Bloomberg filing in Alabama for the Democrat primary there. Ostensibly, he's going to launch his presidential campaign in Alabama.
I could just see all the Alabamans gathering around him and supporting him. I'm saying that sarcastically.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how much traction he can get in Alabama, the Pappy O'Daniel Democrat primary voters down there. 312-642-5600, turnkey.pro answer line, 64636DA, turnkey.pro text line. Bloomberg being touted as sort of the moderate savior of the Democrats, saving them from themselves, of course. He's got some problems, though, despite being a 3-term mayor of New York City. We saw being mayor of New York City doesn't necessarily mean you have currency nationally. Just ask Bill de Blasio. But in addition to that, and we mentioned this before, what some of these so-called moderates fail to appreciate, those who are clinging to a Joe Biden, are hoping for a Mike Bloomberg, what they fail to appreciate is that according to the surveys, 85% of Democrat primary voters are happy with the field. They're happy with their choices. That doesn't leave a huge opportunity for somebody to break in, right? If I'm content with the choices I have, then I'm happy to make a decision based on the field as presented. I'm not looking for the white knight that some who still believe in something approximating capitalism, what they desire because of how Looney Tunes the Democrat Socialist Party has become. Speaking of which, Elizabeth Warren reacting to Bloomberg's possible entrance.
I think what we ought to do is we ought to be building a grassroots movement to make real change in this country. I don't think that democracy should be about people coming in and buying elections.
312-642-5600, turnkey.pro answer line, 64636DA, turnkey.pro text line. Are you interested at all in the Bloomberg candidacy? I've heard some surprising reactions from people who like what Trump has done in terms of decision-making on economic policy, like where things have gone economically.
Mm-hmm.
But
the 2 Supreme Court appointments, I've heard people
tout
that.
But there's, those who have sort of a knee-jerk negative reaction to his personality and the expressions of it. Well, Bloomberg could make the same decisions that Trump was making and just have a more buttoned-down, unoffensive personality.
Yeah, I heard somebody say, too, he'll tweet less. He'll be more responsible. He'll be more presidential. But he's just another bombastic New York businessman. He is like Trump, but he's Trump light a little bit.
Well, he's no moderate, except as it pertains to the defense of liberty, to paraphrase Goldwater. And speaking of bombastic, I think people forget some of the things Bloomberg has said in the past, because, he's this billionaire, he's buttoned down, he's not a celebrity in the way that Trump was prior to entering politics. Here's something Michael Bloomberg said, for example. Quote, "I'm telling you, if there is a God, when I get to heaven, I'm not stopping to be interviewed. I'm heading straight in. I've earned my place in heaven. It's not even close."
Get out of my way. I'm going to the pearly gates. Do you think he thinks highly of himself? I'm just wondering.
I think he said, if there is a God, I think he qualified God's existence because he is unwilling to rule himself out as the supreme being. It's just sort of a remarkable statement on many levels. But I tell you, the debates between Bloomberg and Trump,
oh boy,
if only Mean Gene Okerlund were still with us, it's going to be like pre-WWE match interviews.
Just get him in a cage. According to Political, Bloomberg's potential run is a flop with voters so far. New York Times writing an article why New York City mayors have White House dreams and voters dash them.
Yeah.
I just think it's a colossal waste of money and his time. And if he really wanted to do this, he would have gotten in at the beginning.
I'm just going to this characterization of Bloomberg as some moderate. I mean, again, here's the standard now to be a moderate in the Democrat Socialist Party.
What?
Is that you don't believe in a government takeover of every industry. You don't believe that either the government directs it or there's an industrial policy that drives it. That's the standard to be a moderate with the Democrat Socialists. That's not moderate. He's no moderate. And particularly in important areas. And I'm not just talking about big gulps, which is, I know, an important area for me. I'm talking about things like religious liberty, particularly for somebody who has deified themselves. 7 years ago, in a move with no precedent in New York City, Mayor Michael Bloomberg will shut down after today the worship services of scores of what he calls, quote unquote, these religious groups, churches and synagogues who were using public facilities to hold services. Separation of church and state is one of the basics of our country, said Bloomberg. The more religious you are, I think the more you should want to keep the separation, because someday the religion that the state picks as the state religion might not be yours. The way to solve that is to not have a state religion. He has no idea what he's talking about. That is just pablum. He dismissed religious freedom concerns by legislators in Albany. So the religious organizations that were accessing public spaces to have services, include Christian churches and Jewish synagogues and so forth. You understand that, first of all, the separation of church and state, that is not what the First Amendment and the Establishment Clause contained within it says. It is, he references, a prohibition on the installation of a state religion, but it's pretty clear from Supreme Court precedent and common sense that allowing a service or a expression of religiosity in the public square does not establish, it's not a state endorsement of a particular faith. It's absurd. But this is somebody who has an anti-religious perspective, except as it pertains to deifying himself. Of course, we know his position on guns, as he has made a very public spectacle of taking on the NRA and trying to ban guns everywhere he could. Bloomberg combines the tedium of Bobby O'Rourke with the scolding of Elizabeth Warren. That should be really interesting to see how that combo plays in this primary. Bloomberg and the Aspen Institute 3 years ago, Aspen Institute conference, basically talked about how you got to keep guns out of the hands of minorities. Interesting. These kids think they're going to get killed anyway because all their friends are getting killed, talking about black kids in inner cities. They just don't have any long-term focus or anything. It's a joke to have a gun. It's a joke to pull the trigger.
But But Bloomberg's entrance to the race, is it going to hurt Biden the most, right? I mean, there's no question about that, right?
Yeah, but
because he said he wants to enter the race because he believes that he is the only person, because it's a weak field. So he thinks he could be victorious, and he said he's polling high in certain states, or at least competitively.
Yeah, Ed Rendell, former Pennsylvania governor, saying of Bloomberg, he knows his path to the nomination would have to go through Joe Biden, and that means Joe Biden has to stumble a bit. Well, Joe Biden is certainly equal to that task. Mike in Union, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy birthday, Amy.
Oh, thank
Hey,
you.
real quick, Senator Warren said she was against people buying elections, but isn't that what she's doing with everybody else's money by giveaways?
Yeah.
I mean, so...
Yeah, great point. Yeah.
Thanks, brother.
Thanks, Mike. Yes, very good. The Wall Street Journal editorial board is excited about his prospects.
Of course.
The water's fine, Mr. Bloomberg. Implication, jump in. The news that Bloomberg might compete for the Democrat presidential nomination is causing consternation on the political left, but that's all the more reason to welcome his candidacy to challenge a vulnerable President Trump next year. The truth they don't want to admit is that Democrats now leading in the primary polls have major vulnerabilities. Bernie, Warren want to blow up American capitalism, replace it with their top-down socialist designs. Their agenda might scare suburban voters more than 4 more years of Mr. Trump. Now, they do point out that Bloomberg is no conservative. He's down-the-line cultural liberal. Marxist is the proper term, but okay. But they give him credit for taking on the teachers' unions by promoting charter schools, reducing crime in the inner city. Well, that's another thing that in New York City. That'll be another interesting aspect of his record, because he may be able to get away with Bobby O'Rourke gun confiscation, but what about his very vocal support for stop and frisk? How is that going to be received among
African-American community?
Yeah, minority primary voters in particular, particularly in urban centers. Yeah, I mean, that's certainly an issue for him. And
so are we going to see him on the debate stage anytime soon?
We'll see. The other interesting thing, the reaction he's getting. Welcome to your new Democrat Socialist Party. Ilhan Omar's tweet. Did you see this? Ilhan Omar just can't help herself. Michael Bloomberg, this just in, is Jewish. He has won the support of Leon Cooperman, this billionaire hedge fund manager that we mentioned last week, where he broke down on CNBC talking about this country and where it stands and why he likes what Trump has done. It's Reagan-esque economic policy, wishes he would communicate in a more Reagan-esque fashion. That was Leon Cooperman. So to the news that Bloomberg is getting in and Leon Cooperman, also a Jewish fellow, is supporting him, Omar tweeted, "I wonder why."
What?
I wonder why. They're two Jewish billionaires.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it's all about the Benjamins.
Where's
Don't you remember?
Jan Schakowsky getting her in line?
Don't you remember it's all about the Benjamins? That's Ilhan Omar. That's the clear implication that even drew a rebuke from Martina Navratilova. This is the wrong thing to say, Congresswoman. Generalizing is wrong no matter which group of people one talks about. It's about assigning labels, and I hate that.
But I love Martina Navratilova. And I just assassinated
You
her.
really did. That was not even close. Stick with Chris Everett. It's easier to pronounce. Yeah.
But she's not as great as Martina.
But this is going to be interesting. Can the hard left, the Marxist left that now dominates the Democrat Party, can they keep particularly their anti-Semitism in check?
Clearly she can't. But I like it. I mean, tell me how you feel. That's great.
And
let the American people know who you are and what you stand for.
You know, the same thing is going on across the pond in the UK in advance of yet another election there next month. This story from BuzzFeed. BuzzFeed reporter that was on a bus with a bunch of labor politicians.
Yeah.
Reports that on the way back from some festival, a close ally of Jeremy Corbyn, the labor leader, so these are the leftists in the UK, right? changed the lyrics to the Beatles song "Hey Jude," and started singing "Hey Jews" during the bus ride back to wherever they were going. Yeah. March of 2018, I guess, is when this happened. This reporter was sitting by Dan Cardin, close ally of Jeremy Corbyn, serves as his shadow cabinet as the shadow international development secretary. And Conor McGinn, a former Labor whip, who is now reportedly considering standing for the party's deputy leadership position. There were other Labor MPs, as well as, I guess, MPs from other parties. He repeatedly sang the chorus of "Hey Jude," replacing the word Jude with Jews, and he chanted at the top of his voice, "Jews, Jews, Jews." Oh my God! I mean, Jeremy Corbyn is a virulent anti-Semite, the Labour leader in the UK, and I don't appreciate enough about British politics to understand how he gets away with it, but I don't really understand how Ilhan Omar and the Democrats get away with it. I don't understand how you can have suburban congressmen like Sean Casten here in Chicago who say the toughest vote that he's taken as a member of Congress was a resolution condemning Ilhan Omar's anti-Semitism, which is effectively what that resolution was, even though it was, a broader statement against hateful rhetoric and conduct. That's a tough vote. That's a tough vote, Sean Casten. That's a tough vote. Suburban families in DuPage County and Northwest Suburban Cook County who elected Sean Casten? Really? Boy, it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, Bernie Sanders is Jewish too, of course.
Right.
But he is about as antagonistic towards the state of Israel as one can be and not be accused of anti-Semitism, I suppose. Probably in part because he's Jewish. But Bloomberg, wow, because he's a billionaire, that other piece of it, because he has money, and that plays into the stereotype, and he's getting support from another Jewish billionaire, Ilhan Omar could not resist.
Couldn't help herself.
And Omar and her friends, lest we forget, they're really the face of the Democrat Socialist Party. They have a higher profile than most of the presidential candidates, to be sure. Bloomberg may regret choosing, as he's all over the place all the time. He's an independent, he's a Republican, he's a Democrat. He may regret choosing to land on the Democrats' square this go-around.
The more you listen, the more you'll know. This is Chicago's Morning Answer. Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Message and data rates may apply.
Help! Seriously, I am too young for hair loss.
My hairline keeps creeping back. Receding?
I've got this bald spot.
It's thinning everywhere.
I'm gonna have to give up and shave it.
Dude, put down the razor, because Bosley, America's #1 hair restoration expert, is about to give you your real hair back permanently. Don't ignore the signs of hair loss. Bosley is giving away an absolutely free information kit that reveals all the signs, and a free gift card to anyone who texts SECRET to 85850. Bosley will show you for free how great your hair could look. Using the latest technology, Bosley's solution to hair loss is permanent and protected by the Bosley Guarantee. Plus, since Bosley has new non-surgical options, you owe it to yourself to text now for an absolutely free information kit and a gift card for $250 off, no matter what level of hair loss you have. Text SECRET to 85850. That's SECRET to 85850.
Hey, want to get healthy before the holiday season begins? Then call this number, 800-246-8751, to start Dr. Howard's Health Challenge. Yes, I'm talking about Balance of Nature. With just 6 capsules of Balance of Nature, you're getting 10 servings of 31 different fruits and veggies. Peyton and Eli fight over it every morning. They want to get their Balance of Nature. As a mom, I love it because I know that I'm providing them with fruits and vegetables that they do not eat on their own. And you can buy all the produce in the world, but sometimes, yes, admit it, it rots in the refrigerator, and then you just have to throw it out. Pumpkin spice, folks, does not count as a vegetable. So start taking care of your health. Start with a healthy future by calling Balance of Nature now, 800-246-8751. Health coaches are standing by to ask any questions that you have, to answer any questions you have, and to take your order. And right now, 35% off of your order and free shipping 800-246-8751, discount code Chicago, or simply go to balanceofnature.com, discount code Chicago.
Travel your way with the Apple Vacation Super Sale. With more destinations, more relaxation, and more fun, Apple Vacations puts affordable prices and unbeatable value right at your fingertips. It's all included: flights, hotel, meals, drinks, and ground transportation in one convenient package price. With up to 60% off and instant savings up to $600 at participating resorts. Spanning the most prestigious destinations in Mexico, Velas Resorts offer personalized service for the ultimate family vacation or romantic getaway. Enjoy unlimited golf, distinctive culinary experiences, and special touches that will make your stay unforgettable. Call Carey Travel Express at 847-639-3300 or visit CareyTravelExpress.com to book your Apple vacation today. Savings valid at participating resorts on select dates from January through April 2020. Restrictions apply.
Hey, if you own a business and are planning for 2020, listen to this important message. A big change is coming to Windows that will directly impact your networking system. Windows 7 is expiring in mid-January, and Microsoft will stop releasing updates and patches for this version. Now, without those updates, your network security will be compromised. Windows 10 is the required operating system to keep your network secure. And Turnkey IT can help keep your business's information, employee information, and customer information safe with a free security audit that's normally valued at $600. They'll even recommend a complete strategy that offers protection for your company's data and network. Let the pros at Turnkey IT help you start the year out right with the ultimate security protection and a network upgrade. You've heard the Turnkey IT name for a long time here on AM 560, and they're just like you, a locally owned business that understands the needs of other local businesses. In fact, Turnkey IT specializes in working with businesses that employ 5 to up to 200 employees. Leave the technical stuff to the pros so you can focus on what's important. Visit turnkey.pro today. That's turnkey.pro.
AM 560, The Answer.
Dan and Amy, one of the things that's going to be interesting, and Bloomberg is going to have to answer this question, even though he was unavailable for the CNN LGBTQ plus forum. Elizabeth Warren tweeting out over the weekend.
Oh, what now?
Thank you, Black Women, WOMXN.
What?
Black Women Women Xn for women Black Women Xn for Black trans and cis women, gender nonconforming and non-binary people are the backbone of our democracy, and I don't take this endorsement lightly. I'm committed to fighting alongside you for the big structural change our country needs. Oh, really?
Oh, boy.
Gender conforming and non-binary people are the backbone of our democracy.
Oh, are they really? Okay.
Huh. Again, come on in, Michael Bloomberg. The water's warm, but you might have to tackle some issues you probably otherwise wouldn't want to tackle. It's not going to all be sugary drinks and gun confiscation for you, my friend.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer,
we'll talk to the Chicago Tribune's John Cass about his suggestions for who the Republicans should be demanding testify during the impeachment inquiry in the House and ultimately any trial in the Senate as well. That's at 6:36.
And gross, there's crowd sharing for your SDT. We'll explain. But first, let's go STD. STD.
Oh, STD.
There's crowd sharing. It's disgusting, and it's a real thing.
It takes a village to identify an STD.
But now let's go into the newsroom. Here's Mike Scott.
Snow showers and 29 degrees at 6:31. A lakeshore flood warning is in effect until Tuesday at noon. Waves could build to 11 feet as drivers should be very cautious about dangerous road conditions this morning in the Chicago area. By early afternoon, up to 6 inches of snow will fall in spots, and a winter weather advisory is in effect. Homeless shelters around the area and statewide prepping for bitter cold nighttime temperatures, which arrive tonight and last all week. This morning's winter-like weather also causing problems at both Chicago airports. Flight cancellations on the board at O'Hare and Midway. There's a launch set for today at the Kennedy Space Center, creating a more connected world. SpaceX planning to send about 60 Starlink satellites into space providing more people than ever around the globe with high-speed internet. Democrat-led impeachment inquiry into President Donald Trump and his Ukraine call enters a new phase. In Washington this morning, our reporter Mike Bauer.
House Intelligence Committee Chairman Adam Schiff will gavel in the sessions Wednesday and Friday with Bill Taylor, George Kent, Marie Yovanovitch, all once little-known State Department officials who may become household names as they testify publicly in the impeachment inquiry. What's unclear, though, is what people will see in 2 days of hearing. Will the proceedings serve as a clarifying moment for the country, or will the days devolve into a reality TV episode showcasing this era of peak partisan divide?
U.S. diplomats in Bolivia being told to stay in their homes at the moment amid the unrest surrounding the resignation of President Evo Morales. Hong Kong's leader says her administration will spare no effort in bringing to an end anti-government protests that have racked the semi-autonomous Chinese city for 5 months. This after police shot an unarmed protester in a day of spiraling violence today. City of Chicago and many suburbs will have major Veterans Day ceremonies. The Chicago event begins 11 a.m. at Soldier Field. No one in custody after 3 were shot on Chicago's southwest side. Someone inside a small black SUV fired shots into another vehicle in the 2100 block of South Albany. 2 men inside the vehicle have been hospitalized along with a bystander who was shot and wounded in a nearby business. Bears snap a 4-game losing skid, beating the Lions 20-13 at Soldier Field. Patrick Kane 2 goals in a Blackhawk win over the Maple Leafs, 5-4 at the United Center. It is 6:34. We'll have a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Mike Gallagher believes it's way too early to look at 2020.
We are 1 year out. My team gave me an article, some 9-page article, election 1 year away. Here are the predictions of the winners and the losers. Sorry, guys, I threw it out. I don't care what the polls say right now about Trump beats Warren, but he doesn't beat Biden. We're a year out. Lord knows what these lunatics are going to try to do in the next 12 months.
The Mike Gallagher Show. Weekdays at 9, right before Dennis Prager at 11 on AM 560. The Answer.
No matter how long it's been, when you're back together, you still get that good old-fashioned feeling. Even though you've been apart, it's as though you've never left. That's right. Football season is back.
Reignite your spark right here on the Husky Sports Network.
It's the Huskies versus the Toledo Rockets this Wednesday night at 7. Don't miss a minute of the action right here on AM 560. The Answer.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson. Piers Nachawati with principal office in Dallas, Texas is responsible for the content of this ad. This is an urgent message for anyone exposed to the herbicide Roundup and diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. The World Health Organization has designated Roundup weed killer as a probable human carcinogen. If you've come in contact with Roundup and have been diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, you may be entitled to compensation. A free consultation is now available to discuss your options and help you understand your legal rights and actions. Call 800-948-1659. Roundup is the most widely used herbicide in the United States, and a California jury recently awarded $289 million to a landscaper who claimed Roundup gave him cancer. But time is limited to file a claim. If you worked with Roundup weed killer and have been diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, call the Roundup Legal Helpline now. You could be entitled to significant compensation. Call 800-948-1659. That's 800-948-1659. 800-948-1659.
Want your home's furnace to stay safe and reliable? And want to prevent any potential problems before they happen? At your local 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning, we recommend an annual furnace inspection and tune-up. Right now, get big savings on a furnace tune-up. Call 855-1-HOUR. Because not taking care of your furnace, that's just cold.
Your comfort is just a call away. Call 1 Hour.
Terms and conditions may apply. Call for details. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
A lost dog, not a lost cause. Read Catching Murphy, the latest book from the Associated Press, available now exclusively at Amazon.com.
636, the news, a service of Staples Print and Marketing Services, makes connecting with clients and loved ones easy. With hundreds of holiday templates, you can customize and right now get 20% off select custom cards and invitations. Ends 12/28/19, limit 1. Visit staples.com/holiday cards. In the AM 560 Traffic Center, in for Jim, here's Al.
Here's a look at traffic. Northbound Tri-State jams up 173 to Highway 41 with a crash blocking all lanes. Traffic just getting by on the right shoulder. Adams eastbound is slow from the Illinois-Wisconsin state line to Route 75. A jackknife semi's got the left lane blocked there. And on the westbound Adams at 53, an accident blocking the center lane. On the Edens, inbound 21 to Montrose, 22 back out to Lake Cook. Kennedy Inn is a 31-minute ride to the Byrne Interchange, 42 back out to O'Hare. Eisenhower Inn, that's 49 to the old post office, 51 back out to 390. That's traffic. I'm Al Verdi. On AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast from the 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning Weather Center. Periods of snowfall today, 3 to 6 inches and a high of 28. 26 right now. Next news coming up at 7. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by The Mortgage Update with Dan Frio. Every Saturday morning at 7 on AM 560, The Answer.
No Victocrats allowed. Why? Because we've got a country to save. Join me, Larry Elder, tonight starting at 7 on AM 560, The Answer.
Top of the morning, Dan and Amy and Lindsey Graham was on over the weekend talking about impeachment, as is his wont. And Graham with Maria Bartiromo had this to say about where things stand and where they will go if the whistleblower's a no-show in the House.
And the fact that they don't want to call him tells you everything they know, everything you need to know about how valid this effort is to impeach the president. It is impossible to conduct an impeachment inquiry when the chief complaining witness is unknown to the president, not subject to cross-examination. It's impossible to bring this case forward, in my view, fairly, without us knowing who the whistleblower is and having a chance to cross-examine them about any biases they may have. So if they don't call the whistleblower in the House, this thing is dead on arrival in the Senate. That's what's going to happen. When you find out who the whistleblower is, I'm confident you're going to find out it's somebody from the deep state. You're going to find out that they had interactions with the Schiff, and this thing's going to stink to high heaven. And the only reason we don't know who the whistleblower is, that it hurts their cause.
No whistleblower, DOA in the Senate, says Lindsey Graham. Does John Cass agree? John Cass, Chicago Tribune columnist, has written on the topic who he thinks should be the first to testify in these proceedings, which begin in earnest in public
on Wednesday,
for the first time on Wednesday. John, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Hey, guys.
So you think
snowing out here?
Yeah. So we heard on the drive-in.
And I was trying to get a cat for Amy's birthday.
Oh.
You know, a black cat with cloven hooves just for Amy, but if I put it in my car, it would suck out my soul before I got there. So, because that's what cats do, Amy.
No, cats are heroes, and I did tweet out something directly to you to prove to you how a cat saved an 8-month-old from falling down the stairs, probably to its death. Okay.
Yeah, and I tweeted back that the cat sucked the baby's soul out, and it's not on video.
We'll have more John Cass, Amy Jacobson cat talk on our premium content after the show. You can stay.
Sorry, Daddy.
Yeah. So as to your column, the whistleblower and Adam Schiff should be the first to testify in these proceedings. Why do you say such a thing?
Well, first things first, I write the column on the Sunday column on Friday before Lindsey Graham had to adopt my points for his talking points.
Sure, right.
But, you know, the main thing is that if you're going to take out a president a year before an election, don't you want to know how the whole thing started?
Yep.
Don't you want to know what the whistleblower did with members of the committee, with the colonel, anybody else? Don't you want to know who is this person? I do. I mean, I think that if this is an exercise in getting rid of the president, impeaching him, then that's a must, because after that's over, if you impeach a president, remove him from office, you're going to have divisions in the country. And if they care about the country, that's what they would do. Maybe this is just, Adam Schiff's campaign for Senate using government funds and taxpayer money so he could take out, he replaced Dianne Feinstein.
Are you
I don't know,
surprised?
but
Are you surprised at how much protection they're granting this whistleblower? I mean, talk of sending him to an undisclosed location, and I agree with you. He needs to be out in the public. We need to know, what his motives are, because I don't think they're the right ones.
Well, I did say I wanted to know what his motives are, but what I'd really want to know, outside the particulars of what he thinks he may have been told about the phone call, because I don't think he was listening to it.
Yeah, he had secondhand knowledge.
Yeah, secondhand knowledge is how did all this come to Schiff's committee? Who talked to him? Who in the old days you used to say, who's the Chinaman? Who's behind him? What is this about? I think that's important. Dan?
Yeah, well, here's the other thing, too. Something Lindsey Graham said there at the end with Bartiromo about, I think you're going to find that this is a deep state. He's a member of the deep state, this whistleblower. I mean, of course, his name has been put out there in the public arena. I'll say it, Eric Ciaramella, by Paul Sperry at RealClearInvestigations.com. Now, this is a name that, is verboten to speak inside the Beltway. It's all really a bit silly as far as I'm concerned. But that hasn't been disputed, by the way. Sperry's report hasn't been disputed by anyone that I've heard. So assuming that that's the case, there's other things that, other dots that may ultimately connect. I don't know. I'm not in the business of conspiracy theorizing, but I am in the business of asking questions, as you are doing, John. And the question that I have, was there communication between the whistleblower, not just in Schiff or Schiff staff, but FBI agents that were involved in the 2016 investigations of both Hillary Clinton as well as the Trump campaign? Because there's some suggestion.
Bingo.
There's some suggestion that this individual who was named was communicating with Strzok and Page, and actually two Republican senators, Ron Johnson and Chuck Grassley, have sent a memo to the Department of Justice intimating the same thing, asking questions in and around that topic area. Was this collaboration, if you will, from the beginning?
That's the bingo. That's what we need to know. Because Ukraine is about 2016, not 2020. Democrats want to talk about it as, he's attacking Biden and the candidacy in 2020. No, it's about 2016 and what happened there. And I believe that's what John Durham is looking at, what William Barr is looking at, what Horowitz will be looking at. And that is vital. It's vital for Democrats too, because you have to know what happened. If it's about just raw power and taking people out because you have the votes, then come to Illinois. This is how it's done in Illinois. I don't think that should be that way. We should know who, what are the particulars of 2016 and this young man or woman. I linked to Paul Sperry's, Real Clear Investigations. I did not identify him because I don't know who it is. I know that other people are saying, but we need to know exactly what you're asking. Who did what in 2016?
Well, and it's important to point out that Adam Schiff end of last week, narrowed the scope of questions, and he's making Republicans have to answer these questions in a way that he finds compelling to level up their witnesses before the committee he chairs. And it's all designed to avoid have anybody testifying that could be put in an uncomfortable situation and have to answer any of the uncomfortable questions that we're asking. It is all about basically, how much did the president abuse his power in the conversation with Zelensky? It might as well be that question. It's just worded more artfully.
It's all about all Schiff has been doing for the past 2 weeks, bringing the other diplomats forward and rearranging the questions and framing the question the way he wants, is to increase the distance between the whistleblower and Schiff and his committee and what they want to talk about. It's all a hide the pea moment, hide the pea under the walnut shells. But this is the presidency of the United States, and more than 60 million people voted for a man, and you can't just take him out because you're good at jujitsu.
Well, they can't take him out in 2020, so this is their last hurrah, I think. But what about the Republicans' witness list, and how do you feel about Hunter Biden possibly being called in as a witness?
I think that part of that is, what a good defense would do to try to change the subject. Hunter Biden should be, it's an important part of the investigation. Is an important part of impeachment? I don't know, but it all begins at the beginning, and the beginning is 2016. What this guy did or this woman did, to further the attack on Trump. That's what it's. I'm amazed at the hysteria experienced from the left. I mean, they were frothing at the thumbs on Twitter over the weekend. I just couldn't believe it. I mean, they're losing their minds over this.
Because they just want by any means necessary to remove Trump from office. The substance of the case doesn't matter. And that's a really dangerous mentality, because that can have a tendency to boomerang on you at some point down the road.
That's the point that I don't think that I think people that want to just ends by any to win by any means necessary on the left. They think about it like this, or they want their Supreme Court justices to do what they want, that they can't get through legislation. It's all of a piece, but it can boomerang. And ultimately, really, what I was writing about was guarding their freedom and their liberty as well.
Well,
and they just don't want to see it.
I suppose, though, this is just the culmination of Democrat tactics against Republican presidents for 60 years. I mean, it's a fact. Now, they haven't gotten this far. The challenge hasn't been this serious, but this is the metastasization of it. It's a fact that every Republican president since Eisenhower, every Republican president elected, so excluding Ford, 5 of the last 6 Republican presidents have had articles of impeachment filed against them, at least in resolution form, by Democrats. No, so they never got close to Reagan. They never got close to W or HW, of course, but they did it just as they did it on a number of other matters against this president we've talked about in this show for the most ridiculous of things, criticizing NFL players for not kneeling, AOC carrying on about tax cuts, passing tax cuts is an impeachable offense. I mean, these are not serious people, except to the extent they're serious about the ends justifying the means with respect to rejecting the 2016 election results.
But one thing is clear: Schiff is having the Beltway media. You call them the Beltway media. I call them the Democratic media complex. I'm talking about the New York, Washington axis. They are carrying his water. They are carrying his football, and that to me is it's just not good for the Republic to see this happen.
Well,
sunshine in all things. Sunshine, let it all out. Let's see it.
Okay, Justice Brandeis. Let me ask you this: Is it twofold though? Is the carrying of the water twofold? It's not only to take out Trump; it's also to and carry water for Schiff, who's just an instrument. It's also to protect Hillary. Holman Jenkins writing in the Journal. I want to get your reaction to this over the weekend. Yeah. When history assesses blame, Hillary Clinton, not Mr. Trump, will be the biggest sinner of our time. Mrs. Clinton continues to flog the claim, and increasingly wildly targeting Greens and dissenting Democrats, that Russia controls our politics. Any day now, she can be expected to declare that Michael Bloomberg is another Russian asset. In a few years, Trump's passage to our national life will not seem so hysterically important as it does now. Mrs. Clinton, whatever she may have achieved in life, deserves to be remembered finally as the coward who put the country second because she couldn't accept the legitimacy of her defeat.
I just remember the bleeding voice of Chris, what's his name, the one on Sunday on Fox?
Chris Wallace.
Chris Wallace.
Asking
the president, oh, how dare you? How dare you not suggest that you wouldn't support the legitimacy of this election when they all thought Hillary was going to win?
Right.
And then, all these people that serve Hillary and serve the establishment, they're nothing more than the Kemalists of the, post-Ottoman Empire. These are people who are holding on in the media and in politics to their perch in the empire, what was the empire, and they will destroy anyone who's in their way. And I'm not saying Trump is a man of virtue, because we know he's not. He's not virtuous, and he's the imperfect vessel here. But the point is, he's there, and they are terrified of this guy, and we're going to see it all or let's hope we'll see it when Durham and Horowitz come out with their reports.
That's Kemalis, Kemal, not Kamala. Yeah, I just want to clarify that there.
That would be I don't have a T-shirt with Mustafa Ataturk on my T-shirt.
Or Kamala Harris, for that matter. Yeah, right. John Cass, Chicago Tribune columnist, check out his piece. The whistleblower and Rep. Adam Schiff should be the first to testify in Trump impeachment theater. John, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Dan. Thanks, Amy.
Thank you. And he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
There's only one radio show in Chicago talking about today's biggest stories and telling you what they really mean. That show is this one, Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
The Lou Dobbs Financial Report is brought to you by Signature Bank, helping local businesses succeed. Visit signaturebank.bank for your commercial banking needs.
I'm Keith Peters in for Lou Dobbs. President Trump wants to raise the legal age for vaping. Supreme Court may block Booking.com trademark, and Amazon prompts computer grads. Those stories next.
Hi, this is Dennis Prager, and you've heard me talking about the movie No Safe Spaces, which is a great movie. And it is about the crisis of America, the crisis, free speech.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say will be used against you.
You are not listening. I want your job to be taken from you.
A protest has turned violent in California, Berkeley.
This is why we're fighting for the soul of America. Before the movie, we wrote the No Safe Spaces book. The book is a documentation, and a fascinating one, about what is happening to free speech in America, and especially on campuses. We have a limited number of autographed copies of the No Safe Spaces book in the Prager store. It's valuable reading. Once you pick it up, you won't put it down. Get your autographed copy of the No Safe Spaces book in the Prager store. Go to pragerstore.com.
President Trump is supporting an increase in the age to purchase electronic cigarettes from 18 to 21 years of age. It's part of his administration's plan to restrict access to e-cigarettes and call for the elimination of the most flavored e-cigarettes on the market. The U.S. Supreme Court will now consider a bid by a federal agency to block online hotel reservation site Booking.com from trademarking its name. The U.S. Patent Office says the name is too generic to trademark. As part of a deal with Amazon, several colleges and universities in Virginia will be receiving millions of dollars from the state to increase the number of computer science graduates. The program is part of Virginia's successful effort to coax Amazon to build its second headquarters in Arlington. Please join us for Lou Dobbs tonight at 7 and 10 Eastern on the Fox Business Network. This is the Lou Dobbs Financial Report.
Hey everyone, Ken here. For 2 years now, you've heard Carrie and I use metaphors to test to see if you think your home or your business could use a revenue shot in the backside. Today, because of our new website, I can be a little bit more direct. Income Store has 2 doors. If you have more time than money, you're going to live under door number 1. You're going to see over 400 digital assets, 5 to 20 minutes apiece, that'll teach you how to manage numbers and lead people, or show you 6 growth tips you've never heard of. All of this so you can start growing your home or your business revenue literally immediately. If you have more money than time, door number 2 is going to be for you. You can view some of our managed services. Look for more done-for-you packages. 34% of Americans in 2018 visited one of our managed services. Forbes 3 years in a row quoted, Income Store is an expert at generating home or business revenue. If you'd love to explore how to check out adding revenue to your home or business, just go to incomestore.com. That's incomestore.com.
Balance of Nature, changing the world one life at a time.
Your product is absolutely amazing. I can't tell you how my life has been changed so completely. I'm just at a loss to describe. I don't know how I could ever tell Dr. Howard and Susan, his dear wife, how much I deeply appreciate all the work they put into this magnificent product. I mean, there's so many things that have improved, and I'm only just beginning.
Experience the Balance of Nature difference for yourself. Call or go online now and become a preferred customer, which gives you our best pricing and free shipping. And we will take an additional 35% off of your first order. This will be a limited time offer, so don't wait. Call 800-2468-751. That's 800-2468-751. Or go to balanceofnature.com and use discount code CHICAGO.
You've heard about the great need for workers in the skilled trades. There are many well-paying opportunities today for young people just out of high school and even college. One of those opportunities is with Woodland Windows and Doors, a major operation with a 50-year history providing customers with quality windows and doors from the initial sale to service and installation. Woodland is experiencing growth in their business and are eager to hire both individuals with experience in window and door installation and those willing to learn the trade and work together with their skilled craftsmen. The Woodland tradition is hard work, integrity, and respect for others while providing their valued customers with the service they expect and deserve. They offer competitive wages based on experience, along with paid vacation, paid holidays, 401k, several health insurance plans to choose from, and a company truck. Woodland Windows and Doors has full-time work available now. If you're on the path to the vision of the trades, skilled in carpentry, or willing to learn, call 630-869-1450 or visit woodlandwindows.com.
AM 560, The Answer.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer.
On this Veterans Day, a veteran named Sharpel Welch joins us at 7:07 to describe how his military service is helping him reduce violence in urban centers.
But first, let's get Mike Scott.
Chicago bracing for snow and cold. WIND Chicago News Time. It's 7 o'clock.
She's defending her old boss. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
Impeachment is like the death penalty for a public official.
And Nikki Haley says there's nothing President Trump has done that warrants his removal. The former U.S. ambassador to the UN also has a new book alleging ex-chief of staff John Kelly and then Secretary of State Rex Tillerson tried to recruit her to help save the country from the president's policies, which Haley told CBS Sunday Morning was offensive.
To undermine a president is really a very dangerous thing.
The public hearings in the impeachment inquiry start Wednesday, and Democrats are likely to reject Republican attempts to call the whistleblower to testify, and also Hunter Biden.
We're not going to go back in time and revisit conspiracy theories that are implicated in the president's call.
Congressman Eric Swalwell also told on CBS Face the Nation the president committed extortion. Other Democrats say bribery. Holding up military aid to Ukraine for an investigation into the 2016 election and the Bidens. The president says there was no such quid pro quo. An American who fought for ISIS is heading back to the U.S. Turkey says it has deported him. It's also sending other captured ISIS fighters back to their home countries. The months-long pro-democracy protests in Hong Kong got violent again today. Fox's Simon Owen has details live.
Dave, Hong Kong's leader saying 2 people are critically injured in the hospital after 2 separate incidents, both apparently captured on video. Footage from Hong Kong outlet Cupid shows a police officer shooting a protester at close range. In the second incident, a man was set on fire.
Our joint priority now, as a city, is to end the violence.
Hong Kong Chief Executive Carrie Lam saying authorities will spare no effort to tackle escalating unrest. Dave?
Simon, it's Veterans Day, and in a few hours, President Trump will be the first president to attend New York City's Veterans Day parade on its 100th anniversary. He will not march, but he will speak. America's listening to Fox News.
Skies are cloudy, snow showers, 24 degrees at 7:02 on AM 560. The Answer. Good morning. I'm Mike Scott. There is a lakeshore flood warning that goes into effect shortly. Waves could build to 11 feet and stay that way until noon on Tuesday. Drivers need to be cautious about road conditions. Snowfall in this winter weather advisory issued by the National Weather Service could range from 3 to 6 inches, more than that in the lake effect snowbelt in northwest Indiana. And homeless shelters around the area and statewide prepping for bitter cold nighttime temperatures, which arrive tonight, lasting all week. There's delays as well at Chicago's airports this morning. Dozens of flights have been canceled at O'Hare and Midway. City of Chicago and many suburbs with major events honoring local and national veterans during today's Veterans Day. No one is in custody after 3 were shot on Chicago's southwest side. Police say someone inside a black SUV fired shots into another vehicle yesterday in the 2100 block of South Albany Avenue. A woman and man are dead following a wrong-way crash on I-65 in Crown Point. A woman was driving in the southbound lanes yesterday when she collided with a 2015 Corvette head-on, traveling in the wrong direction, and investigators believe alcohol was a factor. Bears snap a 4-game losing streak, beating the Lions 20-13 at Soldier Field. Patrick Kane, 2 goals and an assist. Hawks hold on to beat the Maple Leafs 5-4 at the UC. The news, a service of Credit Karma. Get your truly free credit scores and free credit monitoring from Credit Karma today. Download the Credit Karma app now. Credit Karma, here's to progress. A check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Hey, how would you like to have your mortgage or rent paid for an entire year? Would that qualify as a Christmas miracle?
It's a Christmas miracle.
Yeah, you betcha. So it could happen if you enter to win our Christmas Mortgage Miracle contest, presented by AM Woodland Outdoor Design from now through December 20th. But you can only win if you enter. And to do that, go to 560theanswer.com and search for the keyword miracle. That's 560theanswer.com, keyword miracle, to enter for a chance to have your mortgage or rent paid for all of 2020.
Prescription products require an online physician consultation and are only available if the physician determines a prescription is appropriate. Subscription required. See website for full details and important safety information.
Hey guys, good news. The outrageously expensive Little Blue Pill is now generic, which means you can get the prescription medication to treat ED at affordable prices. And Hims makes it extra affordable. And right now, get your first online visit totally free when you go to forhims.com/joy. Sure beats paying for an in-office doctor's appointment, doesn't it? Plus, you won't need to deal with awkward face-to-face conversations to get your prescription. Hims connects you to doctors online who can evaluate you and, if appropriate, prescribe the medication. And a pharmacy sends it right to your door. Hims makes it affordable, private, and incredibly easy. Nobody likes dealing with ED. Now, thanks to Hims, nobody has to. And that's really good news. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, forhims.com/joy. That's forhims.com/joy for your free online visit. forhims.com/joy.
Hey, it's Mike Gallagher here. You've heard me talk for years about all the problems I have with trying to eat right. I have formed a partnership with an amazing American success story, Seattle Sutton's Healthy Eating. They've been shipping me delicious portion-controlled meals. They're fresh, they're never frozen. Seattle Sutton's Healthy Eating, operated by a wonderful dietitian nutritionist. It's like having my own personal chef, and it's saving me a lot of time shopping and stopping off for food. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. Over 90 million meals have been served the past 33 years by Seattle Sutton's Healthy Eating. No gimmicks, no fads, no BS, just delicious, clean, healthy meals shipped directly to your home twice a week. Contact them today and get started. Tell them Mike Gallagher sent you and you'll get a special discount. Call Seattle Sutton's Healthy Eating, 800-442-3438. Call 800-442-3438 or go to seattlesutton.com. That's seattlesutton.com.
At Mattress Firm, you can get early access to the Black Friday sale. Shop now and save up to $600 on a king bed for the price of a queen. Plus, take home a free adjustable base when you spend just $4.99. It's the best deal of the season.
7:06 in the AM 560 Traffic Center. In for Jim, here's Al.
Here's a look at traffic. The northbound tri-state is still jammed up 173 to Highway 41 with a crash still blocking 2 right lanes. The Adams westbound at Route 53. That earlier accident that was blocking the center lane is now cleared. On the inbound Edens, it's up to 35 minutes from Lake Cook into the Kennedy Junction. Half hour back out to Lake Cook. Eden Spur eastbound, that is heavy from the toll plaza to the Edens Expressway. On the Kennedy inbound, it's 44 from O'Hare to the Burn interchange, and an hour 3 to get back out. Really traffic jammed up from Ogden out to Montrose. And 55 northbound slows Lorenzo to Blodgett through the roadwork. That's traffic. I'm Al Verdi. On AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next in our 1 hour heating and air conditioning weather center. Our meteorologist, Steve Williams.
A winter weather advisory in effect till early this afternoon. Breezy and cold. Snow today accumulating 1 to 3 inches, high 28. Clear, very cold tonight, low 10. And then sunny and cold tomorrow, the high near 21. Some snow Wednesday, high 27. I'm Steve Williams on AM 560, The Answer.
24 at O'Hare, where we've had 1.5 inches of snow this morning. 32 along the lakefront. 34 Midway, where we have had about 0.6 of an inch of snow officially. Your next news at 7:30. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560. The Answer.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560. The Answer.
Top of the morning, Dan and Amy, and a happy Veterans Day to all of the veterans out there and their families. I think what's the number? Represent about 10% of the U.S. population do veterans. And on this occasion, all the good that veterans do, not just in serving our country, which is the first thing you think of course, understandably so, but also the skills that they acquire in the military and how they put them to use in their civilian lives. Our next guest has done just that. Her name is Sharpelle Welch. She is a 2019 Civil Society Fellow at the Manhattan Institute, an Army veteran, Gulf War I, educator, youth community coordinator at Community Renewal International, which is a faith-based profit in Shreveport, Louisiana. And she's written a bit about how she is using the skills that she developed serving our country to serve young people and keep them away from bad choices like violence in her hometown of Shreveport. Sharpelle, thanks so much for joining us. Appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
So your service to our country, Gulf War I, and then give us the trajectory of your life after that. You went back home and you started to work with young people straight away?
Pretty much. I exited the military and actually settled in Houston. Had my family, raised my children in Houston, Texas, and came back home to Shreveport in 2008 after a hurricane. Now I was running an outreach program there in Houston for youth. I've always worked with young people since my early 20s. And did the same thing here in Shreveport, Louisiana. Was told by the mayor, somebody in the mayor's office about Community Renewal International. Found out that we were doing the same thing, had the same heart. My husband and I connected with them, and we've been working with Community Renewal since.
And how has your Army experience helped reduce youth crime and violence?
Well, I didn't learn what I do in a classroom. It was sort of, I learned along my way in life. And I realized that these kids, it was easy for me to connect with the kids that I served because I was one of these kids. So the first thing that I noticed was there was a lack of discipline. Just simple discipline like yes, sir, no, sir, looking at somebody when you speak to them, answering questions when they were asked with more than a one-word answer. And so I took some of the discipline and some of the things that I learned in the military and began to teach it to the children through what we call a drill team. It was a performance drill team, and we used military movements, and discipline and biblical scriptures for them to memorize. And that took off. It turns out the kids thought it was fun. And that's just one of the things we do in what we call a friendship house, which is where we live. Community Renewal has strategies to sort of revitalize and restore the relational fabric of communities from within the community. And we do that, my husband and I, through one of the tiers of that model called the Friendship House. And we work where we live, and so we are the neighbors to these families, and it's easier to connect and become family and sort of help them change the trajectory of their lives, sort of like the Army changed mine.
I want to go back to something you said that you can relate to these kids because you were one of them, and be a little bit more specific. You write, you were a mom at age 17, and so the and just how that informed not only your decision to join the military, to enlist, but also what you're doing, what you and your husband, your family are doing now.
Absolutely. So a little bit about me. I was born to a 16-year-old mother and a 21-year-old abusive father. And my mom dropped out of high school. She later on divorced my father, married my stepfather, who was verbally abusive. He only finished the 7th grade. I have 3 siblings. My mom has 3 other children. None of them finished high school. I was the first in my household to graduate high school, and was able, really academically, should have gone on to college. Wasn't able to do that. Just didn't know how to get myself there. So as a teenage mother, I decided to go into the military. That way I could take care of myself and my child, and also send resources back to help my mother. And so I see children trapped in toxic situations every single day. And so I don't have to tell them what I think will work. I tell them what I know works for me, and it seems to be helping. Right now the children are really excelling academically. We had our first 2 since we've been in this house to graduate high school. And one is at Dillard University. The other one will be starting at Wiley College in January. And so we are really changing the mindset first.
Well,
and just building relationships.
That's good. That's a huge accomplishment. That's awesome. But what did the Army teach you about yourself and about life, for those that are thinking about it?
So what the main thing the Army taught me is I discovered myself in the military. I wouldn't take those days back. Although I had some scary times in the military, I would do it all over again because I discovered who I was at the core of my being. One of the scariest things that happened to me was being sent to war, what became war. We went over for Desert Shield, and I was on the advanced team. I was part of an ordnance unit. So we went down to prepare the bunkers to get the ammunition over to the front line. And it became Desert Storm. And what resonated, what I couldn't leave alone during my service, was the fact that the military always sent us where there was a need. We liberated. We went where we could help as a nation. And that was something that I found out through that experience that I was probably put on earth to do, because I've been doing things like that in some capacity since. And so I try to get these kids to mine for their talents and mine for what motivates them. And sort of, if I don't have that skill, I put people in front of them that do, and sort of help them along the way, help them see that you don't have to become what you see every day around you. If you can envision it in your mind, we can get you there.
What is it that?
And I learned that in the military.
And so what is it that policymakers, local, state, federal policymakers, don't understand about the cycles of poverty in certain areas, in particularly in urban centers, violence, and young people making bad choices? What is it they don't understand as they try to sort of legislate away some of these societal ills?
Well, the first thing is that government cannot do everything because it's not equipped to do everything. I think the biggest problem, and we at Community Renewal agree that the biggest problem in our communities, like the one that I live in, is the breakdown of the relational fabric in America. We are best friends with somebody 2,000 miles away through technology, but we don't know who's living and dying next door to us in our neighborhood. That has to change. We have to get back to villagizing our communities, no matter how large, so where everybody becomes a resource for everybody else. We have to get out of this greed and envy cycle that we are in to start caring about our neighbor again. And so that's one of the things. The other thing is that when we talk about the economy, and the economy is doing pretty good right now, things like that mean nothing to the people in my community because they are not operating in a middle-class society. They have different rules. They're really just surviving from day to day. And so if we can get grassroots organizations and people who care, just people who care, to connect with us and just focus that caring and systemize that caring in such a way that we can partner with the government in order to bring these neighborhoods along, I believe we'll see a big change in our world.
Yeah, you write, among other things, talking about sort of the culture change that needs to happen, the mentality change. Free healthcare sounds great, but it doesn't mean much for children if their parents won't take them to a doctor, or, and I would just add, or if their parents aren't around to take them to the doctor. So when you talk about sort of the relational fabric, that starts with the family, right? The nuclear family?
Absolutely. Starts with the family. And if the nuclear family is not intact, it spreads to the community, to the neighbors. And so growing up, I had that. I didn't have a friendship house or a community renewal growing up, but I had those adults in my neighborhood who looked out for me. I had teachers who saw something in me that was different and mined my talents. And I'm just trying to recreate what we had growing up in our youth today.
And you know, that one-on-one attention that you're providing, that structure that you're providing, combined with the experience you're bringing to the table, you see you're describing success stories of young people who have changed their attitude about things, persistence, work, personal responsibility, and so forth. But I mean, that's really how it has to happen, right? It's at the granular level. There's not a department or a program that's magically going to wave a wand and accomplish that across a large population. It's all at the ground level where you're at.
It's at the ground level. It can spread into, bigger. This is scalable, absolutely, but it comes back to relationships. It comes back with building a network of mutually enhancing relationships, positive relationships that will get the changes done. I mean, we still have those people in our neighborhoods that may do the wrong thing, but when they become the exception and not the rule, that's when we see real change in our community.
Sharpelle Welch is a 2019 Civil Society Fellow at the Manhattan Institute, Army veteran, as you heard, served our country in Gulf War I, an educator. She is a youth community coordinator at Community Renewal International, which is a faith-based nonprofit that brings together caring partners to restore the foundation of safe and caring communities, and she's doing that where she grew up in Shreveport, Louisiana. Sharpelle, thank you so much for your service to our country and for joining us this morning. Appreciate it.
My pleasure, Dan. Please have your listeners go to communityrenewal.us to learn more about our organization and to find out how they can replicate this model in their city.
All right, communityrenewal.us. Got it. Thank you so much, Sharpelle. Appreciate it.
Happy Veterans Day. And she joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
Before you see it on TV, share it on Facebook, or read about it in the paper, hear it here first. This is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Policies issued by American General Life Insurance Company, Houston, Texas. Not available in all states. For details, visit AIGdirect.com.
Do you have a family? Would you like to help make sure they'll be taken care of if anything were to happen to you? If you answered yes, you probably need life insurance. Now, do you think life insurance is expensive? If you answered yes to that too, you definitely need to give AIG Direct a call. We could find you a $250,000 policy for just $14 a month, which means you could save hundreds of dollars a year. Call us now for a free, no-obligation quote. 1-800-600-5451. Since 1995, we've helped millions of people find out if they could save up to 70% on their term life insurance. See how affordably we can help you protect your family. Call AIG Direct now for your free quote. 1-800-600-5451. You could save up to 70%. That's 1-800-600-5451. 1-800-600-5451.
Hey, believe it or not, the holidays are right around the corner. And if your energy level's low, if you're just tired, if you want to boost your immune system, then I suggest taking Balance of Nature. It also helps as a weight supplement. So take Dr. Howard's Health Challenge by calling this number, 800-246-8751. That's 800-246-8751. When you call, they're not operators, they're health coaches. They'll be ready to answer any questions and take your order. And right now they're offering 35% off your first order of Balance of Nature and free shipping. Why take Balance of Nature? Well, with 6 capsules, you're getting 10 servings of 31 fruits and veggies. And you hear people's stories right here on this radio station about how their lives have changed dramatically by taking a Balance of Nature. And guess what? The next story could be yours, but you've got to order Balance of Nature today. Experience the Balance of Nature difference for yourself. 800-246-8751. Use discount code Chicago, or simply go to balanceofnature.com, discount code Chicago.
My name is David Hochberg. Meet Joyce, recently divorced and credit challenged because her ex-husband's inability to pay bills on time. Joyce contacted Team Hochberg for a mortgage using only the court-awarded child support and alimony because she worked side jobs for cash and didn't have any verifiable income. FHA allows borrowers to use alimony and child support as income as long as it's been received for at least 3 months and will continue for at least 3 years after the loan closes. Joyce met both of these requirements, and Team Hochberg helped to secure a mortgage for her and her 3 kids. I've been divorced and know how stressful it can be. So if you're seeking a mortgage after a divorce, call Team Hochberg, your honest local lender who will always look out for your financial best interest, now at 855-56-DAVID. That's 855-563-2843, or visit 56david.com. Team Hochberg has helped thousands of AM 560 listeners, but we can't help if you don't call 855-56-DAVID or visit 56david.com. Homeside Financial Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 1124061.
Homeowners, there's never been a better time to permanently fix your low water pressure, discolored water, or pipe leaks by repiping your home today. Repipe specialists have been repiping homes for over 25 years. With 40,000 home repipes completed, they stand behind their work. They have perfected the most efficient process for customer convenience, repiping an entire home in just 1 to 2 days, patching your walls, and providing a lifetime guarantee. Repipe Specialists only uses high-quality PEX or USA Grade L copper pipe. And for a limited time, get 20% off and 0% interest. Repipe Specialists, the no-hassle, value-priced, all-inclusive repipe. Call today for your free in-home estimate tailored for your home at 800-216-0130. That's 800-216-0130. 800-216-0130.
AM 560, The Answer.
Dan and Amy, we talked about this case. Want to update it. Case in Michigan where a gentleman named Yuri Raffaelli had his property seized by Oakland County, Michigan, and sold, with the county pocketing the profit effectively, over $8.41 in property taxes that he owed. The county sold his property for $25,000 and pocketed $25,000 after seizing it from Raffaelli over an $8.41 property tax debt that he owed based on a simple miscalculation of the interest on the that would accrue to a property tax bill that was in arrears. This law, I'm not an expert in the Michigan Constitution, but I would suggest that it is a illegal taking, an unconstitutional taking. And the Pacific Legal Foundation agrees with me. They've just taken up Mr. Raffaelli's case, and it is now before the Michigan Supreme Court. Listen to this exchange between Michigan Supreme Court Justice Richard Bernstein and John Bursch, who is an attorney representing Oakland County, trying to defend the county's right under a 1999 Michigan law to seize, liquidate, and keep the proceeds from people's properties who are in arrears, who have a debt as little as $8.41.
I have a question. I realize that this, I just have to stop you because, the interpretation you gave was very dramatic, that this is going to end schools and the county is going to crumble and society is going to just implode. But I mean, at the end of the day, if you could just kind of answer the contention that I'm concerned about is you have a situation where people owed $8 and they lost their house. I mean, how is that equitable?
Well, Your Honor, it may sound unfair on its face, but it's also unfair to force those who pay their taxes to subsidize those who don't. And what the New York Court of Appeals said in response...
It was $8.
It was, Your Honor, but what the New York Court of Appeals said in response to that exact argument in Suffolk County, it's not the statute or the government that causes the fairness, it's the failure of the plaintiffs to follow the law.
Couldn't it be a mistake?
If it was a mistake, they have the right to go to the circuit court, just as all those parties did when Justice Viviano had the foreclosure docket. You have 2.5 years to make this right. And the counties don't want the property. They want the money. But if you take away their opportunity...
They wanted their $8?
They did.
Well,
the
there
counties
you go.
don't want the property. They want the money. Oakland County, the special budgetary fund that contains revenue from tax foreclosed properties, had $196 million in it last year. They just want the money.
Really needed that $8, huh?
They want the money. Bursch also made this argument. It's the same as when I tell my kids, if you don't pick up your stuff, it's mine. They can't complain when I take their stuff and claim that I took their equity in that property. Well, Counselor, as is pointed out in this Reason magazine write-up on this by Eric Boehm, homeowners aren't the government's children. I'm sorry you think that. The county government isn't my mom and dad.
No.
So I don't appreciate the paternalistic analysis or analogy, and I also don't appreciate this idea that because I follow due process in doing something that is unconstitutional, that trumps the unconstitutionality of it. This is very much like what we're seeing with impeachment. I'm going to bootstrap a process that gets me to a conclusion that I want.
That I need.
And so I'll just focus on the process rather than the fact that it's illegitimate from the start. The basis is illegitimate. Well, the basis is illegitimate here.
And we had a caller, or one of our listeners called in on Friday after hearing that story because he was paying $4 short on his student loans for years. And then they hit him with a $15,000 fine, $4 short. And he took him to court and he won.
Okay.
So hopefully that'll happen here.
Well, this is at the state level. This is a state law issue. In neighboring Wayne County, Michigan, more than $382 million in delinquent tax surpluses have been funneled into the general fund budget in the last 7 years, according to analysis by a Michigan-based nonprofit. This is straight up what you see all the time, whether it's red light cameras, whether it's sin taxes, it's the whole government aligning its interests against its constituents, gaming its constituents. It's one thing to game them, to induce them to do things that are unhealthy. It's another thing to game them in a way as to seize their property out from underneath them. Outrageous case we're going to continue following after the Michigan Supreme Court, including after the Supreme Court of Michigan adjudicates it.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer.
We'll talk to Joe Sternberg, Wall Street Journal columnist, writes on politics and the economy. We'll talk about politics and the economy and Bloomberg's candidacy with Joe at 7:37.
And whatever happened to that black cat at the MetLife Stadium? An update. But first, let's get into the newsroom. Here is Mike Scott.
24 degrees, snow showers. A lakeshore flood warning is up until noon on Tuesday. Be cautious on the roads. 3 to 6 inches of snow expected to fall today under a winter weather advisory. This morning's wintry weather causing flight delays at O'Hare, Midway, and at Billy Mitchell Airport up in Milwaukee. City of Chicago and many suburbs honoring local and national veterans today during this Veterans Day ceremony. The Chicago event begins at 11 a.m. at Soldier Field. The nation marks the Veterans Day as well, with President Trump in New York City kicking off that city's 100th Veterans Day parade. He'll deliver remarks at that opening ceremony, the first for a sitting president. Mexico inviting the FBI to help investigate the massacre that killed 9 women and children earlier this month, all dual citizens of the U.S. and Mexico. This confirmation comes as more than 100 Mormons living south of the border have now fled back to the U.S. since the murders. No one is in custody after 3 were shot on Chicago's southwest side. Police say someone inside a small black SUV fired shots into another vehicle yesterday in the 2100 block of South Albany Avenue. You may recall Dan and Amy told you about last week by why Waffle House was a great place to work. Even the CEO busses tables. Well, apparently they have the best customers in the world as well. Here's what happened last night at a Waffle House in Alabama. The customers went to work. Customers told reporters only one employee was working at the restaurant in Birmingham when more than 30 people arrived and started eating. One man finished his meal, asked the cook for an apron, got busy washing dishes. A well-dressed woman who'd come in to eat after an evening out picked up the coffee pot, started serving other customers. The man and woman, who did not know each other at this Waffle House, bussed tables, washed dishes, stacked cups, while another employee grilled and served orders and manned the cash register until help arrived. Bears snap a 4-game losing skid, beating the Lions 20-13 at Soldier Field. Patrick Kane, a couple of goals. Blackhawks hold on to beat the Maple Leafs 5-4 at the UC. The news service of Mattress Firm. At Mattress Firm, you can get early access to the Black Friday sale. Shop now and save up to $600 on a king bed for the price of a queen. Plus, take home a free adjustable base when you spend just $4.99. It's the best deal of the season. 7:34, a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Hey, how would you like to have your mortgage or rent paid for an entire year? Would that qualify as a Christmas miracle?
It's a Christmas miracle.
Yeah, you betcha. So it could happen if you enter to win our Christmas Mortgage Miracle contest. Presented by AM Woodland Outdoor Design from now through December 20th. But you can only win if you enter. And to do that, go to 560theanswer.com and search for the keyword miracle. That's 560theanswer.com. Keyword miracle. To enter for a chance to have your mortgage or rent paid for all of 2020.
Hi, this is Dr. Mike Andriano of Trinity Holistic Health Center. We live in interesting times. The world seems to make less sense every year. More adults and children struggle with anxiety and sleep issues. Over the past couple of years, more than half of the clients coming into my office report poor sleep or problems with anxiety. Those who suffer with these issues know that they impact every aspect of their life and seem like torture. Both issues are signs of deeper health problems. Inflammation drives a process that causes anxiety and poor sleep. Anti-inflammatory diets, herbs, and even medications don't address the root cause of inflammation, but we do. My practice at Trinity Holistic Health Center concentrates on finding and fixing the root cause of your health problem, not just covering up the symptoms.
If this sounds like you, go to lifedoc.am or call 1-833-LIFEDOC and learn how you can get help to end your anxiety and get a restful night's sleep once and for all. That's lifedoc.am or call 1-833-LIFE-DOC.
So there's this guy named Jordan, and he's a healthy guy. He's a dad of 6, and he works as a guide in Alaska. But then he goes to the doctor, and he's diagnosed with cancer, stage 4. And here's the thing. He had switched from medical insurance to MediShare, which is a Christian healthcare sharing ministry. So the question for Jordan and his wife, Jenny, was, is this really going to work?
Our medical bills exceeded $160,000. MediShare members shared all our bills.
And it was about more than just the money, too. This is a real community.
MediShare is a family, a group of people that
stick with you through the hardest times of your life. I just don't know how I could have done it without Medishare.
It's so worth looking into. There's a reason this is growing so fast. If you want to find out more, here's a number for you. 844-41-BIBLE. That's 844-41-BIBLE. 844-41-BIBLE.
7:37 AM 560 traffic center time. In for Jim, here's Al.
Here's a look at traffic on the inbound Edens, a 35-minute ride from Lake Cook to the Kennedy Junction, 40 on the return trip. It is jammed all the way from Montrose out to the Eden Spur outbound. Kennedy inbound is 44, O'Hare to the Burn interchange, and an hour 3 back out to O'Hare. On the inbound Eisenhower, 54 into the post office, an hour 13 back out to Route 390. Stevenson inbound extremely heavy, an hour and a half from 355 to Lakeshore Drive, about 70 minutes back out to 355. Dan Ryan is 26 in from 95th to downtown, no outbound delays, and Bishop Ford inbound slows 130th to the Ryan. That's traffic. I'm Al Verdi. On AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast. From the 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning Weather Center. Snowfall 3 to 6 inches today, high 28. Clear overnight, near record temperatures. Limited outdoor activity is recommended with a low of 10. Currently 24. Next news coming up at 8. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by On Target Radio. From firearms and Second Amendment rights to personal freedoms and government intrusions. Listen here Sunday nights at 9.
AM 560, The Answer.
Top of the morning, Dan and Amy. Wall Street Journal editorial over the weekend encouraging Mike Bloomberg to jump in the presidential race. The water's warm, they suggest.
Anybody feeling it? Are you feeling it, Dan?
Well, Joe Biden got an important endorsement that
the Women's Rotary Club? What?
that undermines Bloomberg's rationale. It's an anti-endorsement from The Nation magazine. This is Katrina vanden Heuvel's rag, The candidate who insists Medicare for all is too expensive for Americans is also the candidate who, like Clinton, endorsed NAFTA, China's admission to the WTO, and the Trans-Pacific Partnership, all of which have savaged U.S. manufacturing and workers. Clinton's record cost her in the industrial heartland, and with it, the election. Biden's long record of poor judgment on everything from the 94 crime bill that fueled mass incarceration to his botched handling of Anita Hill's testimony against Clarence Thomas to his defense of Clinton's brutal welfare cuts to his support for the Iraq War, to his role as cheerleader for Wall Street deregulation renders him an even weaker opponent for a president whose reelection poses a clear and present danger to America's survival as a constitutional republic. Woo! Glad he got all the poison out. So that's what Michael Bloomberg can be treated to. He's going to get run over by traffic going both ways from sort of the Biden establishment wing, as well as obviously from the hard progressive left. I mean, his jihad against big gulps is not going to be enough to cover his support for stop and frisk, for example. His support for Bobby O gun confiscation is not going to be enough to disabuse Ilhan Omar that he's a Jewish billionaire. Welcome to the anti-Semitism in the party that you've chosen most recently, Mike Bloomberg. Remarkable reactions to Bloomberg, including, of course, from the irrepressible Elizabeth Warren.
I think what we ought to do is we ought to be building a grassroots movement to make real change in this country. I don't think that democracy should be about people coming in and buying elections.
And incredibly...
And how much money, speaking of his buying election, how much of his own money is he going to use, you think?
Well, that's actually, there's a good Atlantic piece about that. The big question, Bloomberg's candidacy comes down to a single question. And that's apparently what it always was when he was running for mayor of New York City. How much does each vote cost? What's the cost per vote? So do I have to spend $500 million? Do I have to spend $1 billion? Do I have to spend $2 billion? And that, I guess, will factor into his decision. But it's sort of remarkable. The Elizabeth Warren in her Medicare for All plan, and the fantasy behind that. Bolshevik Bernie Sanders on Thursday releasing his new immigration plan. Well, if you want to call it an immigration plan, moratorium on deportations, break up existing immigration enforcement agencies. In other words, abolish ICE.
Yeah.
Grant full welfare access to illegal immigrants, and welcome a minimum of 50,000 climate migrants
Oh my gosh.
in year one of a Bernie administration. It's remarkable that given Warren and Sanders, and given Biden's stumbles and the assault he's under from the even further left, that you have 85% of Democrat primary voters saying they're happy with their choices pre-Bloomberg. But that's what they're saying. So exactly what space does he occupy? The Ray Dalio, I'm a capitalist, but capitalism isn't working for anybody, for everyone, so I'll support some industrial policy to rig the system for some favored constituencies that I need on the path to the nomination, I suppose. For more on this topic, we're pleased to be joined by Joseph Sternberg, columnist and editorial board member at the Wall Street Journal, also the author of the book Theft of a Decade, How Baby Boomers Stole the Millennials' Economic Future. Joe, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Well, thanks for having me on.
So I guess I'm just not as excited about Bloomberg candidacy as the Journal's editorial board. I mean, I know he supported charter schools, and that's supposed to be some indicia of a moderate Democrat, but across the span of other issues, I'm just not seeing it. And to the extent he's a capitalist, he's a promoter of rent-seeking, which I don't really consider capitalism.
Well, I think that the challenge in this campaign is that clearly where we are right now, certainly on the Democratic side, there are not a lot of good options. And I think it is probably good for the Democratic Party for it to be a competition between a couple centrist candidates like Joe Biden and Mike Bloomberg, even if neither of them is particularly inspiring, and some of the progressive wing of the party, as opposed to letting the progressives go crazy and then we end up with a general election again that doesn't feel particularly satisfying for voters. I mean, remember, I think that it is good for conservatives in America to have a competitive party on the left because the two of them can keep each other honest in some important ways. And I think it's not going to be good for conservatives to have a situation where it ends up not being a particularly competitive election because the Democrats haven't had the option to nominate a reasonably sane person.
Well, yeah. Well, what do you think, Elizabeth Warren, trying to socialize healthcare, why is she making that her signature campaign issue?
Well, that actually kind of mystifies me to the point where I wrote a column about this in the Journal last week, because I think that certainly it plays very well with the progressive base who feel like it will be an opportunity to finally do big healthcare action of the sort that they've wanted to do for a long time. If you can believe it, I think that a lot of progressives were left unsatisfied by Obamacare. I think a lot of them look at Europe, where I am based here in London, and think that America's system could be better. I mean, what I find confusing about the Warren plan is why any politician would want to be in charge of the nation's health care, because certainly in Britain they have socialized medicine. It's a political nightmare for both parties because basically every prime minister of either party becomes responsible for every bad healthcare outcome in the country. Why a politician would want to sign up for that, why they would want to sign up for the constant demands for more money that the government can't really afford to throw into the healthcare system, when there are other potential options for reform. I just find it really mystifying.
Well, it mystifies our old friend Tiny Dancer, too. Rahm Emanuel writing an open letter to Democrats in Politico. Why for the life of me, I can understand why our presidential candidates are failing to heed the lessons from Democrats in 2018 and 2019. He's referencing victories, including some of those on last Tuesday, most particularly the Kentucky governor's race. He writes, does Rahm, Democrat candidates have prevailed in battleground contests since 2016, didn't embrace pie-in-the-sky ideas or propose a smorgasbord of new entitlements, didn't talk constantly providing guaranteed basic income or promising to make college free or eliminating private health insurance or giving $250 a month in additional Social Security benefits or enacting the Green New Deal or vowing to seize guns from people's homes. So why are they doing it now? But isn't that a bit Pollyannish? You know why they're doing it now. They're doing it now. I mean, in the case of Bernie, because he's a Marxist ideologue. In the case of the rest of them, because that's where the center of gravity is in the party, and I can't be president if I can't get the nomination.
No, I think that absolutely is a big part of it. And this goes back to the point I made at the beginning about how the party would benefit from having at least one more moderate Democrat in the race. Because, I mean, certainly Americans have a lot of things about our healthcare system that we do like in terms of, the quality of care if you have insurance, the ease with which you can get to a doctor, the fact that you don't have the kind of waiting lists that are common here in the UK. But we also recognize that there are parts of the system that need to be fixed, and I think that a more moderate Democrat could at least seize an opportunity that there is out there to try to offer some kind of realistic solution to some of these problems that voters might like, instead of this Medicare for all business that ends up taking away from voters the part of the current system that we actually like.
Well, but don't you have to be honest, though? If someone is severely sick in the UK, don't they go to the United States to seek medical help?
If they can afford it.
Well, I think that certainly what people don't realize is that there is actually a private health insurance market over here. And in fact, employers, if they can afford to offer private health insurance, it's very desirable because that is actually a way for you to try to cut a lot of the long lines that you otherwise have to deal with to wait for care. It's an opportunity to go see a specialist for a test within a week instead of having to wait for 2 months if you're going through the NHS system. So, I mean, Brits will tell you that they have a real emotional attachment to the idea of the National Health Service over here. They like the fact that it's ostensibly very equal, but in practice it isn't equal. If you can afford private insurance or if you can afford to get care overseas, you will.
Yeah, it seems like Elizabeth Warren and some of her friends on the left there thought that they could get away with just rebranding government-run healthcare Medicare for all because people like Medicare, and that would move people's attention away from the details, like losing your private health insurance, and that just isn't working out for
her. Right, and this is another important point that I think people need to understand when we talk about the European experience, in terms of American healthcare reform options. The UK system of fully socialized medicine is an outlier. Countries like France and Germany actually deliver much better health outcomes for their citizens than the UK does, using systems that are much more market-oriented. I think that people don't understand this, but Germany, for example, has operates on the basis of privately run hospitals and private doctors, and there is some government support for low-income people who need help buying insurance, but it is not anything resembling the British NHS or Medicare for all, and it actually does a lot better than the UK system does.
Do you think that Republicans learned the lesson from the 18 midterms and getting beat up in the suburbs about health insurance? And I note this with respect to the Republican Study Committee's healthcare plan that does things like extend HIPAA portability and pre-existing condition protections, among a couple of other things that had led Trump at the rally the night before the election in Kentucky to talk about protecting people with pre-existing conditions, and then also sort of setting up, I think, what will be one of his talking points. We're going to protect people with pre-existing conditions as well as pre-existing doctors and pre-existing health insurance plans. We're going to protect it all, and that's what the other side isn't going to do.
Well, again, I think that this is a real lesson that the Democrats need to learn about this kind of Republican strategy, because I think that right now the center of gravity on the conservative side of this argument is oriented toward trying to understand what are the aspects of the current system that voters like and that seem to work reasonably well. How can you try to build on that? And I think that it would, again, politically be good for the left, for the Democrats in America, if they had a couple of candidates who were also trying to operate on that basis and compete with Republicans in that way, instead of this very government-heavy socialized proposal that is going to take away from people the things that they like.
He is a Wall Street Journal columnist and editorial board member, author of the book Theft of a Decade, How the Baby Boomers Stole the Millennials' Economic Future. And also check out his piece on this health insurance discussion we were having at the Wall Street Journal, Universal Healthcare Makes Politics Sick. I'll tweet it out. Joseph Sternberg, thanks so much for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me on.
And he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
Connect with Dan and Amy on the AM 560 The Answer mobile app. Just text the word app to 64636 to download the app today.
Balance of Nature. Changing the world, one life at a time.
I've been taking it for 5 years, and I have not been sick once. I tell people all the time, I went to Texas 3 years ago with my wife and my son. We were all in the same hotel room. I was sleeping in the middle of them. They were both so sick, hacking away. My daughter called from Jersey. She was sick. She threw up. I never got sick. So nobody can tell me these things don't work. I'm thrilled with it. I really am. I just don't get sick. I don't even get colds anymore. It's amazing.
Experience the Balance of Nature difference for yourself. Call or go online now and become a preferred customer, which gives you our best pricing and free shipping. And we will take an additional 35% off of your first order. This will be a limited time offer, so don't wait. Call 800-2468-751. That's 800-2468-751. Or go to balanceofnature.com and use discount code Chicago.
Hey, do your windows stick? Uneven floors, new cracks in your drywall? Well, many homeowners across Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana are experiencing the symptoms of structural issues. Are you aware these indicators can be signs of damage to your home's foundation? All too often, homeowners say an expensive consultation fee. They pay an extensive consultation fee just to determine the problem. Don't be one of them. Call Permaseal today at 800-421-SEAL. A certified structural consultant will thoroughly evaluate your foundation and offer you a permanent solution at absolutely no charge. For over 40 years, Permaseal has been committed to providing quality, proven products, and the superior customer service that you deserve. When the work is done, you'll have a transferable warranty along with priceless peace of mind. You know who to call. Permaseal, 800-421-SEAL. That's 800-421-7325, or go to permaseal.net.
Are you looking for the perfect gift? I hope you'll check out Roland's Jewelers in downtown Libertyville. I love these guys. Mike Gallagher here at Roland's. Not only do they care about making America great again, they also care about making your holiday moments memorable. You know, buying jewelry is about trust. Roland's is the go-to place. You're going to see why when you visit RolandsJewelers.com or head to downtown Libertyville to work with them in person. It's no hassle. They'll show you pieces from the top designers, Simon G. with beautiful pendants. The Hearts on Fire diamond earrings are a great choice. Italian designer Roberto Coin's collection is gorgeous. Ken over at Roland's is offering up to $500 for AM 560 The Answer listeners. Not just for jewelry, but luxury timepieces, like the watch I wear from Roland's, Shinola, or Longines, or Tag Heuer. Your choice. Roland's Jewelers makes your gift giving easy. RolandsJewelers.com. Let them help you in-store in downtown Libertyville. Roland's Jewelers is a family-owned jeweler you can trust.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents and Doug.
Yoto, my office, now! Limu, Doug, you're being transferred across town.
Oh, because they haven't heard that Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance, so you only pay for what you need.
No, it's because Limu keeps eating the chips on Janine's desk. And her keyboard, and her expense reports, and her stress balls, and her...
Liberty. Only pay for what you need at LibertyMutual.com.
Hi, my name's Christina Stumble, and I own Farm Girl Flowers in San Francisco. With my Spark Cash Card from Capital One, I earn unlimited 2% cash back on all my business purchases. Last year, I redeemed $115,000 in cash back. Yeah, $115,000. And that doubled our digital marketing budget for the summer. Thanks to my Spark Card, we had our best summer yet. Imagine what the Spark Card from Capital One could do for your business. What's in your wallet?
Real Capital One customers pay for real stories. Credit approval required.
Have you been thinking about your personal estate plan or company entity plan? It's extremely important that families and business owners strongly consider whether your personal estate plan or business entity plan is optimized for your individual needs. There are many elements, including proper wills and trusts, asset protection, taxes, probate, and more that require professional expertise. With over 4 decades of experience, the professionals at Dank, Walter & Angelo have provided exemplary legal services to thousands of individuals, families, and hundreds of businesses. Dank, Walter & Angelo, attorneys at law, are offering qualified AM 560 listeners a free, no-obligation estate planning consultation. They will review your existing documents and make recommendations regarding these important documents, including wills, living wills, trusts, financial power of attorney, and healthcare power of attorney, plus HIPAA, real estate business owners, LLCs, and more. To schedule your free estate planning consultation, visit reviewmyestateplanfree.com. That's reviewmyestateplanfree.com. Don't delay. Peace of mind is a click away. That's reviewmyestateplanfree.com.
Tom Killeran Photography is ready to memorialize your next event with photos that come to life and preserve the memories for generations. They can accommodate your large group photos to individual portraits, wallet size to panoramic. They can even print your photos on location as a take-home keepsake for your party guests. Visit KilleranPhotography.com. AM 560 The Answer hired Tom Killeran Photography for our annual charity golf outing, and the finished product was amazing. Book Tom Killeran Photography for your upcoming corporate event, family reunion, wedding, bar mitzvah, or any event you want to capture forever. And those old family videos you have on VHS tape, it's time to preserve them forever. Tom Killeran Photography can transfer your beloved memories to DVD and can restore your older faded photos or enlarge them. Visit KilleranPhotography.com. KilleranPhotography.com. KILLORAN Photography.com.
AM 560, The Answer.
Dan and Amy, and it's somebody's special day today. It's my dad. Happy birthday, Larry.
Larry Proft, happy birthday. Happy birthday, Peyton. It's his birthday as well.
But that's not near the birthday wish that one Amy Jacobson got.
Happy birthday, Amy Jacobson. Woo! 50 years old. Pretty amazing. Dan, your co-hosts, Justin and Quinn, your producers are giving you the shout out. Now, I understand you're the co-host of Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560, The Answer. Now, listen, I know you mispronounce names all the time on the air, and I should really be messing up your name, but I'm wondering maybe you'll invite me on the show, and then you can mispronounce my name. But 11/11 on Veterans Day, the big 5-0 for Amy Jacobson. Happy birthday, and the Mooch family wishes you many more.
I'm 4-0. You guys messed that up. It's 40.
Really?
Yeah.
So then the ARP messed up mailing your
What?
card too. A lot of mistakes being made. I stopped by your little celebration
Yes,
on Saturday night, and apparently everybody made the same mistake.
Apparently,
kids.
And then
family members,
you were gone, and
mom,
people said,
sisters.
I kept telling people, because you snuck out. I don't know where you went, but I told people you're in the bathroom. And then one person was waiting outside the bathroom. I said, well, that's kind of creepy. You know what? He's in the downstairs bathroom.
I needed to get out of there before karaoke started.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer.
We'll talk to Matt Margolis, columnist for PJ Media, at 8:08.
And later, a very special edition of Animal Stories. But first, let's go into the newsroom. Here's Mike Scott.
Weather causing problems at Chicago's airports as we brace for record snow and cold. Bears beat the Lions to snap a 4-game skid. WIND Chicago News Time is 8 o'clock.
It's the 11th day of the 11th month. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
We're never supposed to just use this one day to honor the 41 million Americans who've put on a uniform since 1775. Veterans Day has to be every day.
Veterans Affairs Secretary Robert Wilkie. Next hour, President Trump will attend the parade in New York City, the first president to do so. In Washington, Fox's Rachel Sutherland is live at the World War II Memorial.
Dave, a Veterans Day commemoration getting underway about now here at the World War II Memorial. Dennis Slesky is one of many veterans here to honor the greatest generation who helped defeat the Nazis.
I just watched, and when I see what these guys did, and I think about Normandy and these Rangers scaling that cliff, and all the stuff that these guys did, and they came out and their attitude was, of course we did it, we had to.
A line of wreaths are lined along Freedom Wall here near fountains at the epicenter of the memorial. Dave?
Rachel, an American who fought for ISIS, is headed back to the U.S. Turkey says it's deported him. Public hearings start Wednesday in the impeachment inquiry, and House Democrats are using different language. Some saying the president committed bribery, asking Ukraine to investigate 2016 into Biden's. Others, like Congressman Jim Himes, called extortion, telling NBC's Meet the Press.
What we're dealing with here is corruption, abuse of power in a way that damaged American national security.
The president says he did nothing wrong. His press secretary, Stephanie Grisham, just told Fox.
They're conveniently ignoring this whistleblower and the fact that his lawyer on day one of the president taking office tweeted out that this president needs to go and that there should be a coup.
Former U.S. Ambassador to the UN Nikki Haley has a new book out alleging U.S. White House Chief of Staff John Kelly and then Secretary of State Rex Tillerson tried to get her to join them to save the country resisting the president. Haley told CBS Sunday Morning,
"It should have been, go tell the president what your differences are and quit."
America's listening to Fox News.
Cloudy sky, snow showers, 24 degrees. At 8:02 on AM 560, The Answer. Good morning. I'm Mike Scott. Well, on top of everything else, the snow and the cold, there's a lakeshore flood warning up until noon tomorrow. Waves could build up to 11 feet along the Lake Michigan front. Drivers need to be cautious. 3 to 6 inches of snow will fall until everything clears out around 2 this afternoon. Until then, a winter weather advisory is in effect. Morning's winter-like weather causing problems at Chicago airports and in Milwaukee, while homeless shelters around the area and statewide preparing for bitter cold nighttime temperatures, which will last all week. City of Chicago, many suburbs with major Veterans Day ceremonies today. General Chris Belanger will celebrate with Chicagoans at 11 a.m. at Soldier Field. 4 are hospitalized after being stabbed on Chicago's northwest side. Fire officials say the victims were found with stab wounds this morning near West Irving Park Road and North Long Avenue. No one in custody after 3 were shot on Chicago's southwest side yesterday. It happened when someone inside a black SUV fired into another vehicle in the 2100 block of South Albany. Chicago Bears snap a 4-game losing streak, beating the Lions 2013 at Soldier Field. Patrick Kane, a couple of goals. Blackhawks beat the Maple Leafs 5-4. 8:03, time for the AM 560 Business Beat, a service of Signature Bank, helping local businesses succeed. Visit signaturebank.bank for your commercial banking needs. And now the latest from the Fox Business Network.
I'm Deirdre Bolton, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Goldman Sachs is responding to criticism that it offered a lower credit limit to the wives of 2 well-known executives on their new Apple Card accounts. Goldman says Apple Card decisions are made on an individual basis. The credit line is individual to each applicant, and each application is evaluated independently. It also says it does not and will not make decisions based on factors like gender. Apple co-founder Steve Wozniak says he received 10 times more credit on his card compared with his wife. He says we have no separate bank or credit card accounts or any separate assets. UBS has been fined $51 million by Hong Kong for overcharging up to 5,000 clients for nearly a decade. The stock market is open this Veterans Day. The bond market is closed. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
8:04 and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Sean Hannity can't make heads or tails of the left.
To be a liberal Democrat, extreme radical socialist today, you have to suspend any fidelity to truth, to honesty, to common sense and reason. Because in their world, up is down, down is up. You know, black is white, white is black, green is purple, purple is green. That's the world they live in.
The Sean Hannity Show. Afternoons at 2 on AM 560. The Answer.
Hi, it's Mark Olson.
And Greg Olson.
The boys from Crumweedy Home Pros.
Call Crumweedy! Yep, that's us.
Listen, we know it was a horrible winter.
Followed by a horrible spring.
You may have held off thinking about getting your project done with the crazy weather we've had, but we want you to know we prepared for that.
Our pros are ready to work overtime if needed to get your project done before the next horrible winter.
No, not another rough winter. This past one was bad enough.
Call us today, and we'll get it done right, and we'll get it done now.
Call Crumweedy!
Whoa, guys, don't forget, we offer 12 months, same as cash. Now, go ahead, carry on.
Roofs, gutters, windows, and siding.
You know you can trust Crumweedy to do a great job and give you a fair price.
630-595-8020.
And watch out for the door-to-door fly-by-night guys. Here today, gone forever. You deserve better.
Call us now for special offers on roofs, windows, siding, and gutters.
Call Crumweedy!
630-595-8020.
Crumweedy Home Pros. We're ready.
Prescription products require an online physician consultation and are only available if the physician determines a prescription is appropriate. Subscription required. See website for full details and important safety information.
Hey guys, good news. The outrageously expensive little blue pill is now generic, which means you can get the prescription medication to treat ED at affordable prices. And Hims makes it extra affordable. And right now, get your first online visit totally free when you go to forhims.com/joy. Sure beats paying for an in-office doctor's appointment, doesn't it? Plus, you won't need to deal with awkward face-to-face conversations to get your prescription. Hims connects you to doctors online who can evaluate you and, if appropriate, prescribe the medication. And a pharmacy sends it right to your door. Hims makes it affordable, private, and incredibly easy. Nobody likes dealing with ED. Now, thanks to Hims, nobody has to. And that's really good news. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, forhims.com/joy. That's forhims.com/joy for your free online visit. forhims.com/joy.
8:07 AM 560 traffic center time. In for Jim, here's Al.
Here's a look at traffic. The inbound Eden's 35 from Lake Cook to the Kennedy Junction, about a 15-minute trip back out to Lake Cook. The Eden Spur is heavy eastbound between the Toll Plaza and the Edens Expressway. On the inbound Kennedy, an hour 7 from O'Hare into downtown, an hour 3 back out to O'Hare. Eisenhower inbound, that's 56 minutes to the old post office. Over an hour and a half now to get back out to 390. Stevenson in, that's an hour 28 to Lakeshore Drive, an hour 24 back out to 355. Dan Ryan is 26 in from 95th to downtown. No outbound delays. Bishop Ford inbound slows from 130th. That's traffic. I'm Al Verdi. On AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next in our 1-hour heating and air conditioning weather center. Our meteorologist, Steve Williams.
A winter weather advisory this morning. Breezy and quite cold. Periods of snow 1 to 3 inches today. High 28. It'll be clear, very cold tonight. Low 10. And then sunny, cold day tomorrow. The high near 21. A bit of snow on Wednesday with a high 27. I'm Steve Williams on AM 560, The Answer.
24 at O'Hare. Officially 3 inches of snow in DeKalb this morning. 2.5 inches of snow on the ground in Wheaton. Your next news update is at 8:30. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by the IRS Radio Hour with Stephen Leahy. Every Sunday afternoon at 5 on AM 560, The Answer.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560, The Answer.
Top of the morning, Dan and Amy. An eventful weekend in Tuscaloosa. President Trump and First Lady Melania in attendance to see LSU upset the Crimson Tide. Baby Trump gets knifed.
Oh, yeah, but the perpetrator has been caught. And they actually started a GoFundMe page for him, and they were aiming for $1,200 and ended up with, what, $30,000 so far?
For his legal defense fund, yeah.
Yeah, but he was fixing for a fight. I mean, he Facebooked it live to show all the world that he's angry and he's going to get Trump.
Yeah, I should have just maybe.
I mean, not get Trump, but
he should have just streaked the quad instead of.
Yeah, because he was shouting Trump 2020 when he was slashing the baby.
MSNBC was on site there trying to figure out why Alabamans support Trump, particularly young people, Alabama undergrads. They happened upon this young man who tried to explain it.
And I want to turn here to Parker as well. The three of you told me you voted for the president in 2016. You're supporters of his. Why do you like him so much, and what policies stand out to you that you support?
Well, I would say mainly just the no-nonsense policies, and especially since Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. It's awesome, yeah. It's totally perfect. Just can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. Right. Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. By the way, now a aspirant for the White House, some gentleman in New Hampshire filing to run under that header.
Oh, really?
Epstein didn't kill himself. A brewer out of Fresno, California has a special batch of their stout, one of their stouts.
Yeah, the oatmeal stout, I do
Epstein
believe.
didn't kill himself.
Yeah, they put that near the expiration date.
taking social media by storm. Now,
It's true, Dan. I've been saying it before people started saying it. Epstein did not kill himself.
well, I understand, and of course, ABC spiking the story and CBS firing one of the employees that tagged the story, who moved over to CBS, plus the Dr. Michael Baden autopsy. I mean, it all sort of feeds this conspiracy theorizing. Now, the good news is, at least according to one report, I think it was the Mirror reporting, that some of those who were in Epstein's orbit and recruited and groomed these women that were exploited by Epstein and others, they're apparently reportedly going to be picked up soon. So for those waiting for Ghislaine Maxwell and some of these other individuals who've been named as parties to these monstrous acts to be taken into custody, that may be forthcoming. So that's good news. I don't know if that will quell the social media storm of Epstein didn't kill himself. For more on this, we're pleased to be joined by Matt Margolis, columnist for PJ Media, writer of Margolis and Cox editorial cartoons, best-selling author of Trumping Obama, How President Trump Saved Us from Barack Obama's Legacy. Matt, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Well, thanks for having me back.
So I know you've been perusing all of these Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself internet memes, and so if you could rank them from 1 to 10, your favorites.
Oh, man, there's so many good ones that it's like, some are very clever and some are just, right on point. I hate to try to rank them because there's so many good ones, and every time I think I found like the best one, another one comes up in my feed that just totally blows it out of the water. So,
well, yeah, I know.
I haven't seen the last of it.
And as an editorial cartoonist, you don't want to be too on the nose. So, you understand this. And so, yeah, you got to be creative like that, at least in rhetorical form, like that kid at Alabama. I thought that was a nice little pantsing he did of that MSNBC reporter.
Yeah, I mean, that's great that, people are really, they don't want to see the story just get, brushed under the rug. And I think that's one of the benefits of social media, that people have this opportunity to see this stuff brought forward, and stories that like this that shouldn't be that shouldn't go away are allowed to stay alive.
Wow. So do you think that this takes away from the seriousness, though, of the issue? Because I truly believe that Epstein did not kill himself based on a few factors, that the camera wasn't working outside his cell. And most importantly, his lawyer said he was in great spirits and he was, I'll see you guys tomorrow. We're going to fight this and we're going to win.
Yes. I mean, there's definitely a side effect of this where, all these memes come, that when you see them repeatedly, that people just start to tune it out. So, I mean, there's definitely a balance that needs to be had here. But this is a serious story that needs to have its proper due. But this kind of stuff can backfire if it goes on too long, or if people just are spending too much time making light of it with unserious memes.
Well, and what did you make of the ABC response to the Amy Robach tape that was leaked or whistleblown or whatever you want to call it, with respect to going after this line producer, this young woman who Megyn Kelly interviewed, Ashley Bianco, who isn't the leaker, and I guess the actual leaker, going under a pseudonym, identified himself and his reason for doing this at Project Veritas yet again. But anyway, she not only did they investigate internally at ABC, then they figured out who had tagged the video at the time last fall and followed her over to CBS and made a call over to CBS to get her canned from CBS. I mean, does that strike you as heavy-handed?
Well, it's interesting how when it comes to Donald Trump, whistleblowers are held to a higher level where they need to be protected in all sorts of ways. But when it comes to stuff like this, when you're attacking the media, all of a sudden you're fair game. People can use you as a fall guy and can you and all that stuff. It's really disturbing because the media is supposed to be holding everyone accountable equally, and yet here's a clear example of them trying to brush a very important story under the rug, and that's just not right. We expect the media to report on things that are like this, that are important, and it doesn't matter who might get caught up in it. It appears that a lot of the reason had to do with the fact that Bill Clinton was implicated in some fashion with the scandal, and this was going on right around the time that Hillary was running for president. So I think we can easily deduce what the motivations here were, and that's really an unfortunate reflection of the motivations of the media.
Yeah, I mean, it just shows the sleazy side of them too, doesn't it? I mean, the fact too that somebody from ABC would take time to see who clipped it or who saved it, and then accuse this young woman, and she really is a young woman just starting out in her career, signed a 2-year deal with CBS News, and she feels like her life's ruined because she wasn't even the whistleblower, because a whistleblower has come forward, anonymously written a letter saying that she is not the whistleblower I am. So do you think they should give her job back, and do you think they will?
If I were her, I think I'd like to think that there will be other places that will give her an offer, because I mean personally, I wouldn't want to work for someone who was so quick to just can me over an allegation like that. It shows a great disrespect for people that are trying to hold truth to power. I wouldn't want to work there.
Yeah, I wanted to get your take on something else too. Another crisis confronting our republic, and that is Matt Bevin's refusal to accept the election results in Kentucky. His consideration of a recount in the gubernatorial election that was held last week Tuesday, and it's just. Is there another example you can think of anybody that was unwilling to accept election results, and maybe a parallel that we have for this Matt Bevin thing, as he's considering exercising what is a legal option for him in Kentucky, but any other examples maybe that the media isn't so focused on of an unwillingness to accept election results?
Well, there's one that comes to mind, and the candidate in particular is Hillary Clinton. And it amazes me how the media doesn't want to make this connection. And in fact, there was an opinion writer at the Washington Post that said that Republicans are the ones that don't seem to be able to accept election results they don't like because of what Matt Bevin is doing. And it's just so funny to me, because for 3 years now, Democrats, particularly Hillary Clinton, have been whining about the election. She said not long ago that if she ran in 2020, she would beat him again.
Right.
It's just so pathetic, because she must be the first losing candidate in our history that has been so persistent in attacking the person that she lost to, and not willing to stay out of the limelight. Hillary had said that anyone who loses, who doesn't accept their defeat, that's a danger to democracy. Well, I guess that means she's a danger to our democracy, because she is exactly what she was saying that was a very bad thing when she thought it was going to be Donald Trump.
And at the state level, are we not still waiting for Stacey Abrams to concede the Georgia governor's race?
And that's another great one. I mean, here's someone who so clearly lost. I mean, she can't blame it on the Electoral College. She can't blame it's all this voter suppression and all this stuff. She lost by over 50,000 votes. She was very clearly defeated, and she's making a name for herself, claiming that she was the one who actually won. And it's really unhealthy, because it's best for people who lose elections to accept that defeat when it's very clear that they have lost, and just move on, because being a sore loser doesn't look good. And when you were,
I mean, to be fair to Stacey and Hillary, I mean, they are part of the Orwellian party, where war is peace, freedom is slavery, ignorance is strength, and now losing is winning. So why not? He is Matt Margolis, columnist for PJ Media, writer of Margolis and Cox editorial cartoons, and best-selling author of Trumping Obama, How President Trump Saved Us from Barack Obama's Legacy. Matt, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
It's like a hot, steaming cup of information to start your day. It's Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560, The Answer.
And want to prevent any potential problems before they happen? At your local 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning, we recommend an annual furnace inspection and tune-up. Right now, get big savings on a furnace tune-up. Call 855-1-HOUR. Because not taking care of your furnace, that's just cold.
Your comfort is just a call away. Call 1 hour.
Terms and conditions may apply. Call for details. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
Waking up on another Monday morning, are you feeling groggy, tired, just don't have the energy you used to have? You're just not there yet? Then I suggest trying Balance of Nature. It's 10 servings of 31 different fruits and veggies. All you have to do is take 6 capsules a day. I know some people take 3 in the morning and 3 at night before they go to bed, and they've noticed dramatic differences in their immune system. And you hear the stories right here on this station all the time about how people's lives have changed dramatically by taking Balance of Nature. And the next story could be yours. So the holidays are right around the corner. Do something for yourself. Do something healthy. Eat healthy. Put better stuff into your temple. Call 800-246-8751. That's 800-246-8751. They're not operators. They're coaches who are standing by. And they want to tell you about Dr. Howard's Health Challenge. Right now, 35% off your first order and free shipping. So call 800-246-8751. Use discount code Chicago or go to balanceofnature.com, discount code Chicago.
You love listening to AM 560 The Answer. How would you like to work for us? If you have experience in sales, we'd love to talk to you. You already understand our mission and what we do, so now maybe you'd like to join our team. If you have sales experience, and specifically if you understand digital marketing, we might have a job for you. If you love us, come join us. It could be a life-changing opportunity for you. For more information, just go to the Careers tab at salemmedia.com.
Signature Bank is Chicago's fastest-growing independently owned business bank. It's a bank where relationships still matter. Signature Bank knows your name and your story. I'm Dan Proft, and I know this because Signature Bank is my business bank.
I'm Larry Nora, founder and CEO of U-Store-It, a network of award-winning self-storage facilities in the Chicago area, and a customer of Signature Bank. We've developed over 70 storage centers throughout the city and suburbs, and our business continues to grow. We need a bank who understands the neighborhoods and communities where we are making investments. We found that in Signature Bank. They know this city and its neighborhoods because they are based right here in Chicago. Finding a local banking institution like Signature Bank has been critical to the success of U-Store-It, and we look forward to a long-term relationship.
Signature Bank is looking for their next success story. To learn more about turning your business vision into reality, visit signaturebank.bank. Signature Bank, helping local businesses succeed. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Oh, when's it going to stop snowing? All right. Guess what? MyPillow has a new product, and it's called the MyPillow Towels. They have hand towels, washcloths, body towels, and they're very absorbent, and it feels like a Turkish cotton towel. And I know, Dan, you're familiar with that because I'm sure you buy towels all the time, right? When was the last time you went to the department store and bought towels?
I don't think I've ever done that.
You just drip dry Dan there. But the towels are fantastic. Made in America. And Mike Lindell is offering 30% discount on all of his products, including those towels, which come in different colors.
I wonder how much it would cost to have the mooch go buy towels for me at a department store. I now know how much it costs for his birthday wish.
Oh, will you tell me?
No.
All right, fine. Go to MyPillow.com. Find it all at your fingertips. The MyPillow towels, the mattress toppers, which can also go in the washer and dryer, the pet beds, and so much more. My favorite, the Giza cotton sheets, and, of course, the MyPillow. Which, I mean, I can't live and sleep without the MyPillow. And they also have the Go Anywhere MyPillow. MyPillow.com, promo code Amy. Don't forget that. And voila, 30% off everything. MyPillow.com, promo code Amy, or call 800-489-0201, 800-489-0201, and tell them Amy sent you.
AM 560, The Answer.
Top of the morning, Dan and Amy. Nick Gillespie over at Reason.com sat down with documentarian Errol Morris. You know Errol Morris from such documentaries as The Thin Blue Line, which was very good, Fog of War. He did a documentary on Steve Bannon a while ago.
Like, how long ago?
A couple years ago, and it couldn't get distribution. He was pilloried and ostracized from his left artistic community for even making Bannon the subject of a documentary. As he recounts with Gillespie, it's really interesting because Morris is unapologetically left. He is unapologetically not a fan of Steve Bannon. Bannon agreed to be interviewed by him for this documentary called American Dharma, which is finally going to be released. But listen to Morris just setting up who he is and how this wasn't good enough for support for his review of Bannon, trying to, sort of get into Bannon's mind and figure out how he thinks, because Morris does concede that Bannon had a material impact on the outcome of the 2016 election. But here's Morris on Bannon to start.
But here I have a guy who sees himself in Napoleonic terms. He imagines himself as this world historical individual who's changing the political landscape and ushering in a new age for the working class. Working class unite under the banner of Trumpism, Bannonism. But underneath all of it is nonsense talk. Say you want to protect manufacturing jobs for the American working class. Do I think that's a bad thing? No, I think that's a good thing. But do I think that the right way to do it is to build a wall? No, I think it's cretinous. I think that it's intellectually dishonest. I don't think it helps anybody or anything. It's violent, it's mean-spirited, it's angry.
The point here is not to debate the wall or economic policy with Errol Morris. The point is to establish what his views are, the views he brought to the table in selecting Bannon to be the subject of this documentary, and how that was received by the leftist art community. Remarkable. Here's what happened.
If you're me, should I have made this film? What was I thinking? Are people right about what they're saying? I'm susceptible to criticism. If people tell me I'm no damn good, I'm certainly willing to entertain that possibility. But the experience was so damn weird. People became so angry with me and with the movie. They certainly wanted to deplatform not just Bannon, but they wanted to deplatform me and American Dharma.
American Dharma, again, the name of the documentary. Wanted to deplatform Bannon, but also me for making this artistic choice. I mean, this is great because you have this op-ed in the Atlantic out over the weekend by Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Yeah.
Hamilton.
I know.
What is the arts community to do in the age of Trump? The better question is, what is the arts community doing in the age of Trump? Errol Morris goes on to answer the question posed to him by Nick Gillespie. Are we getting to a point where we can't have discourse with people with whom we disagree?
People saying, you shouldn't be talking to somebody like Bannon because to do so is to somehow betray your, what is right, or we shouldn't be engaging in conversation with people we disagree with. Do you worry that that's a place that we're getting to as a society?
A place we're getting to? We're there. How do I even explain it? If I can explain it, people so deeply freaked out by what happened in 2016 that they just want it to go away. They want to make believe it never happened. If it did happen, it was the victim. We were the victims of a terrible conspiracy. People want to disassociate themselves from it, from the horror of it. Mommy, please make it go away. I don't like this. I don't think I understood how strong that feeling, the feeling of just out and out despair and fear.
And all sort of self-generated, but nonetheless, Errol Morris is giving you a real insight into those within his circles, leftists, art community, Hollywood, how he was treated and what their thinking is, what informs their behavior. It's instructive. It informs our understanding of what's going on with this impeachment theater, speaking of art.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Continuing to speak of art of sorts, down goes George Washington in San Francisco, and up goes a 40-foot Greta Thunberg at 8:38.
But first, let's head into the newsroom. Here is Mike Scott.
Snowfall, 23 degrees at 8:31. Lakeshore flood warning is up. Drivers need to be cautious. A winter weather advisory is in effect until this afternoon. Some spots could see up to 6 inches of snow. 3 inches is a better number we'll keep our eyes on. And homeless shelters around the area and around the state are preparing for bitter cold nighttime temperatures lasting all week long. As protesters continue in Hong Kong, an anti-government demonstrator has been shot by a police officer. That demonstrator said to be in critical condition. California Congressman Eric Swalwell says depositions by the House Democrat-led impeachment inquiry have already established what he believes to be an extortion scheme by the White House.
It's important that the president has due process, and evidence is not a conclusion. We have enough evidence from the depositions that we've done to warrant bringing this forward.
That on CBS's Face the Nation. New York Congressman Peter King, the 20th Republican, to announce he will not seek re-election next year. U.S. officials are warning diplomats and their families to stay away from demonstrations in Bolivia after the sudden resignation of its president, Evo Morales. President Trump marking the 100th anniversary of New York City's Veterans Day parade today. He'll be the first sitting president to take part. The city of Chicago, many suburbs will have major Veterans Day ceremonies today in spite of the snow. 4 are hospitalized after being stabbed on Chicago's northwest side. The victims were found with wounds early this morning near West Irving Park Road and North Long Avenue. Bears over the Lions 20-13. Blackhawks meet the Maple Leafs 5-4. The news is a service of Napa Auto Parts. This month at Napa, AAA members get a 20% discount. So save big on batteries, brake pads, and more. Quality parts, helpful people, that's Napa know-how. At participating Napa Auto Parts stores, exclusions may apply, may not be combined with other offers. Offer ends 11/30/19. 8:34 and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Mike Gallagher sees a major victory for our country and the president.
Biggest foreign policy achievement in the Trump administration, arguably. Big day, right? Huge day for the president of the United States and for this country, most of all. Number 1 terrorist in the world, taken out by our Army Special Forces.
The Mike Gallagher Show. Weekdays at 9, right before Dennis Prager at 11 on AM 560. The Answer.
This is attorney Stephen Leahy, host of the IRS Radio Hour, heard right here on AM 560 every Sunday evening at 5 o'clock. Let me tell you about Bill. Bill's business slowed down and he fell behind on his taxes. Instead of filing his tax return, he decided to wait until he could pay. Well, 1 year turned to 2, turned to 3. Then the IRS threatened to contact his customers, take his house, his bank account, and his passport. Well, Bill hired me. We filed all of his tax returns and an appeal to slow the IRS down. Then we worked out an installment agreement based on how much he could pay, not on how much he owed. Now Bill can rely on the IRS protection plan. We will file his future tax returns and keep the IRS off his back so Bill can focus on growing his business. If you have questions about the IRS, you can get a copy of my book, Deal with Your IRS Problem Today, to learn the secrets of solving your IRS problem and save your business, your marriage, and your reputation. Call 312-664-6649 or go to freeirsbook.com.
Hey, Pat, I need copies of your engineering blueprints for the new tenants on floor 15.
We have the specs right here. Their business operates in a sensitive environment. We're going to have HVAC issues.
This is definitely a challenge. We'd better get Hayward HVAC involved now.
HVAC needs will vary by business, and some can be extremely challenging. Hayward HVAC Company will eliminate your headaches and bring over 100 years of expert results to your building. They don't just deal with ventilation, they fabricate in-house. Hayward designs solutions. They solve problems. When Hayward HVAC Company is on the job, you can trust it'll be done right. How else do you last for over 100 years? Call Hayward HVAC Company at 847-671-0400 or visit haywardhvac.com. That's 847-671-0400. Hayward HVAC, a tradition of trust since 1915. A lost dog, not a lost cause. Read Catching Murphy, the latest book from the Associated Press, available now exclusively at Amazon.com.
8:36 AM 560 Traffic Center time. In for Jim, here's Al.
Here's a look at traffic. On the inbound Edens, it's still about 35 minutes from Lake Cook to the Kennedy Junction and 50 back out to Lake Cook. Kennedy inbound, an hour 7 to the Burn Interchange, and an hour 3 back out to O'Hare. Inbound on the Eisenhower, 56 minutes into the old post office, over an hour and a half to get out to 390. Stevenson in, that's almost an hour and a half to Lakeshore Drive, and about an hour 25 back out to 355. Dan Ryan in is 26 from 95th to downtown, no outbound delays. Bishopport inbound, heavy from 130th to the Ryan, Lakeshore Drive southbound, closed from Montrose to North Avenue. That's traffic. I'm Al Verdi. On AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next in our 1-hour heating and air conditioning weather center. Snow will accumulate 3 inches or more. Some spots could see up to 6 inches of snow way far north and west, with a high of 28 and a low of 10 overnight. 23 officially at O'Hare. Next news at 9. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Tasty Catering, bringing Chicagoland together with festive holiday parties for over 25 years. Visit tastycatering.com.
Coming up next, it's me, Mike Gallagher, right after Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy on AM 560, The Answer.
Top of the morning, Dan and Amy. And on which building should we put the Greta Thunberg mural in Chicago? 312-642-5600, turnkey.pro answer line, 64636DA, turnkey.pro text line. I want to keep up with the Joneses. I don't want to be overshadowed in terms of the cosmopolitan quality of our city by a San Francisco.
Right.
So we need a Greta Thunberg mural, maybe even make it bigger than San Francisco's, in addition to Greta Thunberg visages above plastic utensils in our workspaces. We'll get to that. But in San Francisco...
Did you see it? It's
yes,
it's humongous. It's a whole side of a building.
Yes.
10-story building.
It's fantastic.
What are we celebrating? The fact that her parents are star chasers and, are theater people and want to be in the movies, and they thrust their daughter into this?
The fact that, well, first of all, how dare you? Secondly, the fact that she is leading us to salvation, and we should be reminded that she's always watching us, big sister, and we better mind our P's and Q's. So I think it's good. I think it's good to have a life-size Greta, or more than life-size Greta, always watching us to make sure we are better. We're better than we are at present. We're as good as we can be. Otherwise, we'll disappoint big sister. And you don't want to disappoint big sister.
No, the project, which features a 60-foot by 30-foot depiction of the tight-lipped Swedish adolescent. And they're comparing it. They said it bears a striking, almost comical resemblance to the Big Brother mural that graces the cover of the paperback version of George Orwell's 1984.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm familiar with it. Yes, and
It does look like that.
And all bend the knee to Big Sister and Inksock. There's no question about that. But here's the thing. With respect to Greta, shouldn't we embrace this? Shouldn't we embrace this? Here's what you can do. This is what I'm talking about. Now you can.
How can I help?
You can.
What do you need me to
You
do?
can visit the mural and bend the knee. You can help us organize the 700 cans of aerosol paint we're going to need for a mural in downtown Chicago. And you can also do what others are doing in their workplaces, which is to put little Greta pictures with her scowling at you next to disposable utensils in your workplace cafeteria. I'm going to do that here.
Oh, you are.
So you don't use plastic utensils. This is called Greta shaming, and it's all the rage. If you think and Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself is all the rage, you haven't seen anything yet. Wait till Greta shaming takes hold. Yeah. Now, some have suggested that 60-foot mural in San Francisco, the artist is doing that ironically. Charlie Cook over at National Review suggested that. What I would say to that is maybe there's a chance that's true. But if it was true, the problem is the people who need to understand the irony are the people who will not understand the irony. They'll just be Jonestowning before that mural in downtown San Francisco. I mean, if they can avoid all the homeless people and the human feces.
Right. I mean, the creator said we want people to be struck by the image, and then we want them to then learn more. So they have oneatmosphere.org underneath her picture, to encourage people to participate. And she went on a tour of California. I don't even know if she's still there, but met Leonardo DiCaprio, and by the way, she flew here this time. Didn't take a boat.
Speaking of learning more, the story that we mentioned last week, 11,000 scientists, part of a study that produced a consensus that we need fewer people on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
We need an orderly drawing down of the human population. Those 11,000 scientists, not scientists at all. Not scientists at all. There was no study. There was a press release. It wasn't 11,000 scientists. It was 11,000 random people who put their names on a web page.
Oh, really?
But as the folks over at Powerline, John Hindraker, point out, today's reporters are so biased and so incompetent, and I would add so inquisitive, which is sort of the same thing, that when it comes to climate change, they will swallow anything. We're all scientists now, because what's the difference if it's just going to be politics? What's the difference between being a climatologist or somebody with an advanced degree in atmospheric science and just being some regular crank bowing before the 60-foot mural of Greta in San Francisco? We're all the same, because it's just a cult, right?
312-642-5600 is our turnkey.pro answer line. 64636. Type in DA. Then a quick comment.
The 11,000 scientists, that story was covered everywhere. Mm-hmm. All the major news outlets. 11,000 scientists warn of untold suffering. 11,000 scientists issue fresh warning. 11,000 scientists from across the world. The Independent, Al Jazeera, The Guardian, CNN, NBC News, on and on and on. Not scientists at all. Mark in Plainfield, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Good morning, Dan and Amy. The perfect place for this mural would be the old stockyards, because where else would you put a mural of a pig-faced little twerp peddling hogwash?
Wow.
Well,
all right.
that's-
Thanks for the call,
that's a
Mark.
little-
It's a little.
Vitriol's a little high there. Let's keep it on the up and up.
Well, again, I feel bad for Greta because she's just this
She's
little
being-
girl being manipulated.
But she loves it. I mean, her family loves this. This is the fame. They want to be like the Kardashians. This is what the fame that they've been seeking for years, for decades. Now they have a little girl and they could thrust her out there. And
Has Christina Ricci agreed to play Greta in the movie about her life?
Oh, I can see that.
Tom and Deer Park, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Hi, good morning, and happy birthday, Amy, your family, and Dan, your family. Happy birthday to all.
To Larry
Oh, yeah,
Proft,
right,
your dad.
yeah.
It's his birthday.
He is,
too.
yeah, he's my
How
dad.
old is your dad, by the way?
Or
maybe he wants to keep that private.
Some like you guys are, ballpark. I'm
Thanks,
sorry,
Dan.
God bless.
Tom. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Keep family close. God bless. But yes, for the, I suggest a great big billboard. I'm going with the intersectionality play of Greta over that big brand new, I think it's a drive-through abortion clinic they're building in Southern Illinois. I think it would really bring more tourists in and just go with the intersectionality play.
That's thanks for the call, Tom. That's a pretty good idea, right? This is about population control. These scientists who say we need to draw down the human population, and so having Greta say, "How dare you not get an abortion?"
How dare you?
Yeah, biggest Planned Parenthood facility in America being built in Southern Illinois. Tom's right about that. Oh, that could be downtown too. We could. I mean, it
Oh.
doesn't have to be limited. We could put the mural on the side of the Planned
Oh.
Parenthood at Division and LaSalle.
What about North Avenue? You know, when you're driving in on the Kennedy. Remember Dennis Rodman's picture was painted there, and every day they changed his hair color, and every day there was a traffic backup on the Kennedy because of that.
We can put a new scowl on Greta's face every day if we put her. Yeah, I like that. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
Wait, how much should we have to pay for this next caller? I know how much Scaramucci cost. How much should Harvey cost? Harvey, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Amy, I was going to sing happy birthday to you, but I forgot the words.
Hey, but
Had a great time on Saturday.
Yes, thanks for coming. Too bad Dan had to disappear. No, Dad, actually, you disappeared first before Dan arrived. You guys missed each other by 2 minutes.
You had to get sleepy at a tea time.
Oh, gosh, my luck continues.
Exactly. Dodge another bullet, Harvey. Well done.
I keep getting in the way of bullets, but that's okay. Maybe with Greta, she won't be the poster girl for the American Dental Association.
Oh,
wow.
Wow.
Oh, all right. I love it. There you go. Thanks for the call, Harvey. Appreciate it. Happy birthday and a little
Wow.
Greta shot.
Jeez.
I like it.
Europeans aren't into dental care, right?
I think
Eventually they'll get on.
I think Harvey and I would get along now that I heard that.
Oh, you guys would get along great, but I think he might beat you in golf, though.
What happened? How come you didn't get his sense of humor? What happened?
That's
Did was one of your sisters have it, or what happened? Harvey, all right.
That's so mean.
All right, checks in the mail, Harvey.
You're listening to Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560. The Answer.
Where has the year gone? It seems like the holidays sneak up so fast. As you probably know, most retailers do their shopping in the first quarter of the year. However, Fox Valley Coins is gearing up now for the busiest season of the year. Fox Valley Coins wants to buy now before Christmas. Fox Valley Coins is one of the largest coin dealers in the entire Midwest. And with the current price of precious metals, rare coins, and currency, business has been crazy. They buy and sell all major forms of gold, silver, platinum, and palladium, and specialize in rare and collector coins and currency. For larger collections, they'll even make house calls to your home or bank from now through October. Fox Valley Coins is on Route 59, just 1 block north of I-88, at the Naperville-Warrenville border. Online at foxvalleycoins.com. Sure, they'll buy after Christmas, but they're stocking their shelves now. Take advantage. Fox Valley Coins. Online at foxvalleycoins.com. Buying, selling, and appraisals since 1981.
Balance of Nature's fruit and veggie capsules contain 100% fine-ripened fruits and vegetables, tested pure with no pesticides, fillers, or additives of any kind, and are the most effective whole food supplements on the market today. Fruits and vegetables are on an average 85% water. Balance of Nature uses cold vacuum technology to remove the water, leaving only the whole food. We don't use any heat, air, or light drying methods that damage nutrients. Our cold vacuum technology maintains 99% of the fresh fruits and vegetables' original nutritional value. Experience the Balance of Nature difference for yourself. Call or go online now and become a preferred customer, which gives you our best pricing and free shipping. And we will take an additional 35% off of your first order. This will be a limited time offer, so don't wait. Call 800-2468-751 or go to balanceofnature.com and use discount code Chicago.
Hi, this is Amy Jacobson to talk about my incredible experience with Online Trading Academy. I signed up for my own free class, and you can too. You'll be introduced to skills to take control of your financial future. You'll learn the right moves to make when the economy turns and how to spend less time worrying about life and more time living it. You know, no one else will ever care about your financial future as much as you do. It's time for you to start learning how to invest in you. Seats are limited. Just call 844-778-7132 to attend and get 2 free passes to their next class so you can check this all out. And if you call right now, they will send you home with their Professionals Insider Kit. It's loaded with exclusive investing courses and some of their best lessons from the pros. This is a limited opportunity and seats go quickly, so call 844-778-7132. That's 844-778-7132, or visit them online at otaclass.com, otaclass.com.
Homeowners, there's never been a better time to permanently fix your low water pressure, discolored water, or pipe leaks by repiping your home today. Repipe specialists have been repiping homes for over 25 years. With 40,000 home repipes completed, they stand behind their work. They have perfected the most efficient process for customer convenience, repiping an entire home in just 1 to 2 days, patching your walls, and providing a lifetime guarantee. Repipe Specialists only uses high-quality PEX or USA Grade L copper pipe. And for a limited time, get 20% off and 0% interest. Repipe Specialists, the no-hassle, value-priced, all-inclusive repipe. Call today for your free in-home estimate tailored for your home at 800-216-0130. That's 800-216-0130. 800-216-0130.
We have reached the age where things just cost more.
Cars, phones, life insurance.
Your blood pressure is up.
Your weight is up.
You're one to talk.
I have type 2 diabetes, so I'm getting dinged just like you.
Thank goodness for Big Lou.
Big Lou!
Big Lou can get term life insurance rates for a 50-year-old male with type 2 diabetes or high blood pressure, or maybe he's on anxiety meds. For just around $200 a month for $1 million of coverage.
Oh, you got to say that again.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'll say it. Big Lou and term provider could get a 50-year-old man, a little dinged up, $1 million in life insurance for around $200 a month.
Call Big Lou.
Big Lou!
He's like you.
800-555-2085. That's 800-555-2085.
Don't put it off. If you're overweight, diabetic, have high blood pressure, you gotta call Big Lou.
Gotta.
800-555-2085.
Write it down.
800-555-2085.
It's a MyPillow. It's a MyPillow towels. That's what they have now. Go to MyPillow.com. See it all for yourself. They come in all different sizes and colors. You have your hand towels. You have your washcloths. You have your big towels for the bathroom. Those are called bath towels. And they're very absorbent, very soft, and they don't leave anything on your skin when you use them for the first time. So go to MyPillow.com. See them all for yourself. Love them. Also, the mattress toppers, the pet beds, the Giza cotton sheets, and, of course, the OG, the MyPillow, which is on sale for $29.99. 10-year warranty, 60-day money-back guarantee. It really is. It's a great product. It's American-made by American. And Mike Lindell, the CEO and inventor of MyPillow, is paying it forward by giving us all these deep discounts on all the MyPillow products. But when you go to MyPillow.com, type Amy, AMY, in the promo code, or if you call 800-489-0201, be sure to tell them that Amy sent you.
AM 560, The Answer.
It's time for Dan Prob's parenting tips.
Whoa!
Dan Prob's parenting tips.
Whoa!
Tell your kids to shut up and listen to him.
You're a child. Yeah, Dan, I got a Dan Probst parenting tip. That's me. I got a couple of them today, so
Okay, so listen up.
Yeah.
And now that the CPS kids are not in school again today, they could hear this too and learn something.
Well, one of the things is screen your father before he calls in to offer birthday wishes, because you never know which direction he's going to take it.
I didn't see that coming, did you?
So that's great. I think it's great. Yeah. We're going to have to play golf when the weather breaks, me and Harvey.
Yeah, you guys will be, because you both speed golf and you don't talk to each other, you just walk.
Perfect. I love
And
it.
he's fast, and he'll just,
Love it.
say it's a gimme when it's 10 feet out.
No, I won't do that.
All right, well,
No,
you better tell him the rules then.
Yeah, okay.
Because he'll just do it regardless.
We'll work it out. Another area for parenting tips from me to you.
Mm-hmm.
Screen time versus quality time. Screen time versus quality time.
Okay.
How are we doing? A new study conducted at the Cincinnati Children's Hospital's Medical Center.
Yeah.
Young children whose screen time exceeds the guidelines recommended by the American Academy of Pediatrics, showing lower levels of white matter structural integrity, white matter, the area of the brain that is responsible for language skills, literacy, executive functions like attention span, organization, planning skills. The research team observed an association between increasing screen time among 3 to 5-year-olds and lower expressive language, thought processing, and literacy test scores.
Don't look at me.
But here's the rub.
What's the rub?
Many young American children are barely spending any quality, leisurely time with their parents. Recent
Maybe
survey.
because we don't want to spend time with them.
Well, apparently.
Well, that strike did us in, man. That was too much time, if you know what I mean.
The strike, what, 10
The
days? What are we
no,
talking
it was
about?
15 days total. 15
the strike
days.
did who in?
The parents. It was a lot of time with our children that we didn't
Are
plan.
you
ahead
ever
for.
going to get over the strike?
No, I'm not. I'm going to be bitter till the end of time.
Well, we're talking about a bit more longitudinal than the 15-day strike.
bitter.
Yeah. A survey of 2,000 U.S. parents,
Yes.
not all CPS parents, with children between the ages of 3 to 16, more than half the respondents said they're too busy with other commitments to spend quality time with their kids and enjoy the fun of parenting. That is in quotation marks. Two-thirds of
You
parents.
let me know what that.
Two-thirds.
I mean, do you have fun with your hypothetical children?
I do.
Oh, you spend quality time together.
I'm
do
in the
you?
bit, and then that's going to lead right into my parenting tip.
Okay.
Two-thirds of parents say they're always worrying about missing a special moment with their young children. 40% admit they already missed out at least one major milestone in their child's life due to a more pressing obligation. Well, what's more pressing than little Johnny's Little League game?
Probably work. This thing called a JOB that people have.
Here's the parenting tip. It's okay to, leave them alone. Give them structure in an independent study type of setting. So don't just leave them to play video games or troll social media. Give them a reading list and hold them accountable to reading or listening to classical music, broadening their horizons, watching documentaries about important subjects.
Is it bad that I paid my kids to read a book during the strike?
Well,
it
depends on the book. What was the book?
Crucible?
Oh, Arthur Miller.
Yeah, Arthur Miller.
Oh, well, that's not bad. All right.
Was it worth $100?
Every month, a different playwright, a different poet.
Okay.
A different fiction, a
Yes.
different biographer. Just start with that. A different philosopher, a different economist. And then let them go wherever that leads. You see what I'm saying? You don't have to be all over them, but just give them
guidance,
a program, a curriculum,
yes.
if you will.
They need structure.
That's a prof parenting tip. Here's another one.
Better hurry up. The show ends at 9.
Yeah, this is a quicker. Amazon slammed recently for promoting a children's T-shirt with the
Oh, I saw that.
word "Daddy's Little SL blank blank" on the T-shirt. Daddy's Little blank SL blank blank.
That's horrible.
Dan Prof parenting tip:
Don't buy it.
have your daughter wear a Daddy's Little slut T-shirt.
I am so glad I came to work today.
Yeah, you're welcome
Just
for those.
to hear that. Thanks so much for making this part of your morning. Thanks to Quinn McCarthy, who's filling in for Justin. And Quinn McCarthy would be what? He looks like he's in a snow globe today behind him.
He's a Tony Scaramucci's screenwriter, apparently.
And to Keith Conrad. And we're back here bright and early tomorrow morning, 5 a.m. Now here is Mike Scott.
Bears